asesorarle en todo el caso. Para poder recibir la designación de un abogado,
these are initial appearances for April 11th. If the state would please make its appearance on the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Cynthia Carrasco on behalf of the state.
Haskell.
I'm sorry?
Could you spell your last name for me?
Carrasco.
All right, thank you. And Public Defender's Office, please make your appearance. All right, thank you.
And Officer Jenkins on behalf of PTR.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
The first case is 2023 CT 1645, Joaquim de Jesus Rodriguez. Madam Clerk, do we need interpreters for some of these? Color cut that down.
Good afternoon. This is Daryl Rodriguez, certified Spanish interpreter, previously sworn. I'm sorry?
Mr. Interpreter, I've called 2023 CT 1645, Joaquim de Jesus Rodriguez.
Aló, señor Rodríguez. ¿Puede escuchar? Yo seré el intérprete para usted.
Please state your name and date of birth, sir.
Por favor, indique su nombre y la fecha de nacimiento, señor. Joaquín de Jesus Rodriguez. 11-6-5. January 65.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for your initial appearance this morning on a single charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, which is a second-degree misdemeanor.
Señor, se encuentra aquí para llevar a cabo su comparecencia inicial debido a la acusación de conducir sin licencia válida, que es una falta de segundo grado.
You've signed a piece of paper here which indicates you're seeking appointment of the public defender.
Ha firmado un papel aquí indicando de que está buscando que sea destinado el defensor público a su caso.
And the public defender has been appointed as your counsel in this case.
El defensor público ya ha sido designado como su licenciado en este caso.
Reviewed the arrest affidavit.
He estudiado el documento acusatorio de arresto
And find there is probable cause for the charged offense.
y determino que existen los indicios de criminalidad por el ilícito del cual está siendo acusado.
Did the defense wish to be heard with respect to bond?
La defensa desea pronunciar algo con respecto a la fianza. La fiscalía solo pide una fianza de una cantidad menor, como el juez piense que sea razonable.
Bond is set in the amount of $150 with respect to the sole offense.
La fianza se fija a la cantidad de $150 con respecto al único ilícito,
With the additional non-monetary condition that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
con la medida que el acusado tiene prohibido conducir un vehículo sin la tenencia de una licencia de conducir válida.
That concludes your initial appearance in this matter, sir. Thank you.
Esto concluye la comparecencia inicial con respecto al caso, señor. Gracias.
Next court date is set in
You're
jail,
welcome.
April 20th, if out, May 1st, in courtroom 4A at 8:15 a.m.
We've got three additional cases, Mr. Interpreter, the next being 2021 CF 3372. Ramaya Segarra Ruiz. Additional cases 2022 MM 8567 and 2023 CF 1582.
TD appointed.
Sir, would you please state your name and date of birth?
Señor, por favor, indique su nombre y la fecha de nacimiento. ¿Puede repetir su nombre una vez más, por favor? Luis Ramuella Segarra Rui, November 2nd, 1980.
Thank you, sir. You've requested appointment of the public defender, and I've appointed the public defender to represent you.
Gracias, señor. Usted ha solicitado que el defensor público se le sea designado y ya se le hacía designado un defensor público.
You're here for an arrest after issuance of a warrant for grand theft regarding events at optical outlets.
Usted se encuentra aquí arrestado debido a una orden de arresto debido a hurto de mayor cuantía en la tienda Optical Outlets.
It's a third-degree felony, and the issuing magistrate found probable cause for that charge.
Este es un delito de tercer grado y el evaluador público ha determinado que existen los indicios de criminalidad por esa acusación.
And having reviewed the arrest affidavit, I'll continue that finding of probable cause.
Y se ratifica el hallazgo una vez que ha estudiado el affidavit de arresto.
Mr. Segarra Ruiz is also on release in 2022 MM 8567. Does the state wish to be heard?
El señor Segarra Ruiz había sido puesto en libertad con respecto al caso 22 MM 8567. ¿A lo que se desea pronunciar de parte de la Fiscalía?
They would ask for that bond to be revoked, Your Honor.
La Fiscalía pide que la fianza sea revocada, señoría.
Ms. Anderson, does the defense wish to be heard?
Señora Anderson, que desea pronunciar la defensa? No, su señoría.
And Your Honor, if I may, I just heard from corrections that it's ROR, not a bond.
That's what I said.
Thank you.
Y su señoría, si me permite, he oír de parte del Departamento de Corrección de que es una caución juratoria, no fue una fianza. Eso es lo que dije.
The defendant was released on his own recognizance in 2022 MM 8567. The court finds there's probable cause.
El acusado fue puesto en caución juratoria con respecto al caso 22 MM 8567. Se determina que existen los indicios de criminalidad.
To believe the defendant committed a new criminal law offense while on release.
Y se asume de que el acusado ha cometido un nuevo ilícito penal mientras fue puesto en libertad.
Accordingly, his release in 2022 MM 8567 is revoked.
Y conforme a eso, el acto de después ser puesto en libertad con respecto al caso 22 MM 8567 ha sido revocado.
In 2023 CF 1582, the defendant was on probation related to charges of petty theft. Does the state wish to be heard?
Con respecto al caso 23 CF 1582, el acusado se encontraba en un régimen de libertad vigilada debido a las acusaciones de hurto de menor cuantía. ¿Algo que se desea pronunciar por parte de la Fiscalía?
They will also ask Your Honor for that to be revoked.
Su señoría, también con la venida de usted, le pide que sea revocado.
Ms. Anderson, did you wish to be heard?
Señora Anderson, ¿desea ser oída? Su señoría, no oí la petición de la Fiscalía.
State requested that the court make a non-view finding of violation of probation with respect to that case.
La Fiscalía pidió de que se determine que existe un incumplimiento del régimen de libertad vigilada con respecto al caso.
The court finds there's probable cause to believe the defendant committed a new criminal law offense, while on probation in 2023 CF 1582, and will revoke his release in that case. Anything further, Ms. Anderson?
Quisiéramos definirnos el criterio del juez. Se determina que existen los indicios de criminalidad con respecto al nuevo ilícito cometido cuando se encontraba en un régimen de libertad vigilada, así que se le va a revocar la libertad con respecto al caso 23 CF 1582. ¿Algo más que se desee pronunciar?
Anything further, Ms. Anderson?
¿Algo más, señora Anderson? Su señoría, ¿acaso se va a ratificar la fianza con respecto al caso presente?
Bond is stayed in the present case in the sum of $1,000 as set by Judge Allen.
La fianza se ratifica con respecto al caso presente por la cantidad de $1,000 tal y como fue fijado por el juez Allen.
That concludes your initial appearance, sir. Thank you.
Y esto concluye la comparecencia inicial, señor. Gracias.
The next case requiring an interpreter is State of Florida versus Omar Navarro Hernandez, 2023 MM 798. Omar Navarro Hernandez. Morning, sir. Good afternoon, rather. Please state your name and date of birth.
Buenos días, señor. Más bien, buenas tardes. Por favor, indique su nombre y la fecha de nacimiento.
Omar Navarro Hernández, 8 de mayo del 88.
Omar Navarro Hernández, May 8th, 1988.
All right, sir, you're here this morning, or this afternoon, two cases, 2023 MM 798, in which you're charged with driving with a suspended license. You also have a warrant out of Orange County for your failure to appear. Sorry, Mr. Interpreter, I forgot you were there.
Muy bien, señor. Este ha sido designado con el defensor público. Señor, ¿se encuentra usted con respecto a la acusación 23 MM 798 debido a la acusación de conducir con licencia suspendida y también otro cargo por una orden que proviene de otro condado, el condado de Orange?
There's also a warrant out of Orange, as Mr. Interpreter informed you, for failure to appear for court on charges of driving with the license suspended.
También hay una orden de arresto emitida por un condado que no es Orange debido a falta en comparecer por su cargo de conducir con licencia suspendida.
Court will find probable cause for the new charge in 2023 MM 798 and continue the finding of probable cause with respect to the Orange County warrant.
Entonces se determina que existen los indicios de criminalidad con respecto al caso 23 MM 798 y también se confirma que existen los indicios de criminalidad con respecto a la orden de arresto al condado de Orange.
Did the defense wish to be heard as to bond?
¿Algo que la defensa desee pronunciar con respecto a la fianza?
All right, in the new case, bond is set in the amount of $500.
La defensa pide una cantidad menor con respecto al nuevo caso, su señoría. Muy bien, se fija una caución de $500 con respecto al nuevo caso.
Ms. Carrasco, do you know if the bond on the warrant was set by the judge that issued that warrant?
Señor Carrasco,
Is
¿sabe
that
si
the
la
schedule
fianza?
amount?
¿Sabe si la fianza de la orden de arresto fue fijada por el que emitió la orden de arresto o es la cantidad que se encuentra en la tabla de cauciones?
I see it now. Court will stay the $1,000 bond on the warrant.
Ya lo vi. Se va a ratificar la fianza de $1,000 con respecto a la orden de arresto.
As an additional condition of release, the defendant shall not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Como medida especial por ser puesto en libertad, el acusado tendrá prohibido conducir un vehículo sin una licencia de conducir válida.
Next court date.
Next court date is still in jail, April 20th. If filed May 1st in court from 4 a.m. at 8:15 a.m.
La siguiente fecha en la que le va a comparecer si sigue en la cárcel sería el 20 de abril, si no el 1 de mayo a las 8:15 a.m.
That concludes your initial appearance, sir. Thank you.
Esto concluye la comparecencia inicial, señor. Gracias.
The next case is Ricardo Matapara, 2023 CT 1647.
PD appointed.
Could you please state your name and date of birth, sir?
Por favor, señor, indique su nombre y la fecha de nacimiento.
Ricardo, 1 de octubre de 1992.
Ricardo, October 1st, 1992.
Is your last name Matapara?
¿Su apellido es Marapara?
Mata Parra.
Matapara.
All right, thank you, sir. You're here this morning for your first appearance on a single charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Gracias, señor. Se encuentra aquí para llevar a cabo su comparecencia inicial debido a la acusación de conducir sin licencia de conducir válida.
A public defender has been appointed for the purposes of this proceeding.
Se le ha designado el defensor público con propósitos de esta diligencia.
I've reviewed the charging affidavit in the case and find there is probable cause for the charged offense.
He estudiado el affidavit acusatorio y determinó que existen los indicios de criminalidad con respecto al ilícito.
Bond is set as to that offense in the amount of $500.
Se fija la fianza a una cantidad de $500 con respecto a ese ilícito,
With the additional condition that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
medida adicional de que el acusado tiene prohibido conducir un vehículo sin una licencia válida.
Next court date.
Next court date is still in jail, April 20th, if filed May 1st in court room 4A at 8:30 a.m.
La siguiente fecha en la que le va a comparecer sería, si sigue en la cárcel, el 20 de abril, si no el 1 de mayo, en la sala 4A a las 8:30 am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
I'm sorry, we have one more matter of requirements.
Don't disconnect yet, please.
Understood.
Which one?
Carlos Valentin Delgado.
He appointed.
Se le ha designado al defensor público.
All right, that's the state of Florida versus Carlos Valentin Delgado, 2021 CF 266 and 2019 CF 3323. Sir, would you please state your name and date of birth?
I apologize. I wasn't able to get the case numbers. Would you mind repeating those again?
2021 CF 266, 2019 CF 3323.
Este caso es con respecto al señor Carlos Valentín, casos 21 CF 266, 2019 CF 3323. Señor, ¿puede indicar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento?
Mr. Valentin Delgado, you are here on 2 warrants for your arrest for violation of probation in the 2 separate cases that I've just read.
Señor Valentín Delgado se encuentra aquí debido a 2 órdenes de arresto emitidas por incumplimiento del régimen de libertad vigilada en los 2 casos distintos que acabo de mencionar. I don't understand.
Let's do this a different way. I'm trying to be clear. In 2 cases, 2021 CF 266 and 2019 CF 3323, you were on probation for certain underlying offenses. It is alleged that you have violated your probation in each of those cases by failing to submit to the rules of electronic monitoring by having an electric bracelet gone on or about March 20th of 2023.
Estoy intentando ser lo más claro posible. Con respecto a los 2 casos ya mencionados, 21 CF 266 y 2019 CF 3323, usted se encontraba cumpliendo un régimen de libertad vigilada debido a los ilícitos originales y usted supuestamente incumplió con ese régimen de libertad vigilada al no acatarse a las reglas con respecto a los electrónicos, específicamente el brazalete que se quitó o que se sustrayó el 20 de marzo de 2023.
The public defender has been appointed to represent you for this proceeding this afternoon.
Se le ha designado al defensor público para que lo asista en la diligencia de esta tarde.
The judge who issued these violation of probation warrants found probable cause to believe you violated the conditions of your probation.
El juez que emitió las órdenes de arresto del incumplimiento del orden del régimen de libertad vigilada indica que existen o que piensa que existen los indicios de criminalidad de que usted estuvo incumpliendo con su régimen de libertad vigilada.
By virtue of the nature of the underlying offenses for which you're on probation,
Debido a la naturaleza de los ilícitos originales por los cuales estaba cumpliendo el régimen,
you qualify as a violent felony offender of special concern,
usted reúne los requisitos para ser clasificado un delincuente violento reincidente
and therefore are not entitled to a bond pending determination of your violation of probation.
Entonces no tiene derecho, por tanto no tiene derecho a una fianza sin una prisión preventiva según el incumplimiento del régimen de libertad vigilada.
The judge that issued the warrant set no bond as a result of that, and this court takes no action on the bonds.
El juez, como resultado de eso, no fijó una caución y se impuso prisión preventiva y este juzgado no tomará ninguna acción con respecto a los cargos.
Next court date.
Next court date for 2019 CF 3323 and 2021 CF 266, April 18th in courtroom 5F at 8:15 a.m.
That concludes your initial appearance.
La siguiente fecha en que le da a comparecer con respecto al caso 21 CF 266-2019 CF 3323 sería el 18 de abril en la sala 5F a las 8:15 a.m. Y esto concluye su comparecencia inicial.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Ms. Anderson, anybody else need an interpreter as far as you know?
No, Your Honor, that's all.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Interpreter. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a great day.
The next case is 2021 CT 2704, the state of Florida versus Junior Williamson Claremont.
No application for this defendant?
Your Honor, he's further proposing. Mr. Claremont indicated to our staff that he has type of attorney to confirm whether they're responsible for it.
Yes, there's no one here, but he does have attorney records with him.
All right. Sir, first of all, can you please state your name and date of birth for the record? All right, Mr. Claremont, without telling me what you may have discussed with your lawyer, have you spoken with him since your arrest on these charges? All right.
But however, this was set for a bond hearing, it's set in 2 days, so that means that the defense attorney knew of the warrant, he filed a motion to step on, and the Jefferson set it for a bond hearing.
Okay. Did you hear that, sir? Okay. So Mr. Mount is not here, but he has made an appearance on your behalf in the case where this warrant comes out of. All right? And you're going to have a bond hearing in 2 days. So just to back up, your attorney has taken some action on your behalf. You're here on a warrant out of Osceola County for your failure to appear for a plea hearing on a date certain on a charge of driving with a suspended license. Mr. Mounts made an appearance in your case, and previously, probable cause was determined, and the court determined that you willfully and knowingly failed to appear for the plea hearing on that date. The judge who issued the warrant set no bond on that warrant, and the court will take no action on the bond pending the bond hearing before the judge that issued the warrant. All right? Your attorney will you as a friend of the court explain what I just said?
I will, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson.
Next court date, April 13th at 11 a.m. in courtroom 5B.
The next case is 2020 CF 2320, the state of Florida versus Alexis Jean Crosby.
Katie, you're appointed.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Would you please state your name and date of birth for the record? I think you still have mute on, Ms. Anderson. That's all right. All right, thank you, Ms. Crosby. You are here on a warrant for your arrest on an alleged violation of probation. You are on probation, for charges of accessory after the fact and obstructing a criminal investigation. It's alleged you violated your probation by falsely reporting contact with law enforcement for the month of November 2022. Did you say PD appointed? The public defender has been appointed on your case. A judge has previously found that there's good probable cause to believe you violated the conditions of your probation, and the judge that issued that warrant set no bond on the warrant. The court will take no action on the bond. The next court date is?
Next court date, April 17th, in courtroom 5A at 8:45 a.m.
All right, thank you, ma'am. The next case is 2021 CF3555, the state of Florida versus Benny Hill.
PD appointed.
Good afternoon, sir. Please state your name and date of birth. All right. Mr. Hill, you're here on a warrant for your arrest for battery on a law enforcement officer, which is a third-degree felony. The public defender has been sought and has been appointed in your case. The judge that previously issued the warrant found probable cause to believe that you committed that offense. Bond was set on the warrant in the amount of $1,500. Ms. Anderson, did you wish to be heard as the bond?
Yes, our defense will request that you reduce the bond for all amounts.
Do you want to elicit any testimony? State wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor. The state will defer to the discretion of the court.
The court will stay the bond in the amount of $1,500 as set by the issuing magistrate.
Next court date, April 18th, in courtroom 4F at 8:30 a.m.
The next case is 2023 CT366, the state of Florida versus Brian Jesus Hurtado.
PD appointed.
Good afternoon, sir. Would you please state your name and date of birth?
Brian Hurtado, August 12, 1994.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hurtado. You are here on a warrant out of Osceola County for your failure to appear for arraignment on a charge of driving with a suspended or revoked license. The public defender has been appointed on your case. There's no bond set on the warrant. Does the defense wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hurtado, you can come on as your bond on a misdemeanor offense of here. You can entitle to a bond and request that you set bond at this time.
State wish to be heard?
Your Honor, based on the information that I have, he's been set no bond on his failure to appear. So at this time, state would ask for the court to state the bond at zero.
I am sensitive, Ms. Anderson, to your argument, but at the same time, it's within the court's discretion in issuing the warrant for a failure to appear, whether to have a no bond status on that. He is entitled to a bond, but that doesn't mean he's entitled to it now. So the court will not disturb the no bond on the bench warrant issued by Judge Epperson.
Next court date, April 20th, in courtroom 4A at 8:05 a.m.
The next case is 2023 MM736, the state of Florida versus Tony Irizarry.
PD appointed.
Good afternoon, sir. Would you please state your name and date of birth?
Tony Irizarry, 7695.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here after your arrest on a warrant for domestic violence battery. The PD is appointed to represent you for this proceeding this afternoon. The issuing magistrate found probable cause for the alleged offense, and I'll continue that finding. Ms. Anderson, does the defense wish to be heard as the bond?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Irizarry qualifies for pretrial release with bond. This will request that the court consider allowing him to do PTR with no bond bond.
Ms. Carrasco, what's your understanding of the victim's relationship to this defendant?
1 second, Your Honor, I just want to confirm. Let me check. I believe they're boyfriend and girlfriend, Your Honor.
Right, and she's pregnant with his child, it appears in the arrest affidavit.
Correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Anderson, does your client reside with the alleged victim in the case?
No, he does not, Your Honor, based on the information I have been told, Mr. Irizarry is no longer in any relationship with the alleged victim. She currently lives out of state.
All right, the court will set bond in the amount of $1,000 as to the charged offense. Seeing in the arrest affidavit that the alleged victim may be pregnant with the defendant's child, it gives me some concern about ordering no contact, but without hearing testimony from her, I'm unable to kind of define the contours of what contact should be permitted. So for today's purposes, I'm going to order that the defendant have no contact with the alleged victim. Obviously, that's subject to modification by the court assigned to this case on a proper motion supported by some evidence that judge can utilize. Anything else, Ms. Anderson?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, State?
Your Honor, I'm not sure, if they're not residing together.
And I'm sorry, that is PTR with the bond. Right, next court date, please.
On demand,
Thank you, sir.
when judges follow the verify $1,000 bond, PCR, and no comment.
Correct. The next case is 2023 CF 983, the state of Florida versus Jimmy McCrimmon.
Katie appointed,
Good afternoon, sir. Would you please state your name and date of birth for the record?
Jimmy Corbin, 164.
All right. Thank you, sir. You are here for an initial appearance after your arrest on a warrant for a charge of failure to report an address change to the Department of Motor Vehicles. Public defender has been appointed and represents you for the purposes of this first appearance hearing. The issuing magistrate found probable cause to believe you committed the charged offense, and the court will continue that finding. Bond was ordered to be determined by this court. Ms. Anderson, what says the defense?
Your Honor, Mr. McCrimmon qualifies for direct pretrial release defense to ask the court to consider allowing him to do PTR.
I can't imagine that he does qualify for PTR. I may be wrong. Ma'am, he qualifies for PTR?
Yes, it's up to the judge's discretion whether you give it or not.
Did the state wish to be heard any further?
Your Honor, I would request, I would object based on the underlying charges, but again, I will leave it up to the discretion of the court.
Object to what, PTR?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask for a bond, a high bond.
Right. Court will set bond as to the sole charge in the amount of $5,000. The additional non-monetary condition of release is that the defendant will be required to register or report as required by law within 24 hours of the date of release. Next court date.
On demand.
Thank you, sir. The next case is the State of Florida versus Alfredo Ayala, 2023 CT5.
PD appointed.
Sir, would you please state your name and date of birth?
Alfredo Nieves, March 8th, 1997.
All right, thank you. You're here after your arrest on a warrant for your failure to appear for arraignment on a charge of driving with a suspended or revoked license. Public defender has been appointed on your case for today's purposes. And probable cause has already been determined to believe that you willfully and failed to appear for arraignment on that charge. The bench warrant is on a no bond status. Court will continue the no bond status of the warrant subject to motion for bond in the division that issued the warrant. That concludes your initial appearance. Thank you.
Next court date, April 20th in courtroom 4A at 8:05 a.m.
All right. The next case is the State of Florida versus Emmett Summerall,
PD appointed.
2023 CF 1008. Good afternoon, sir. Please state your name and date of birth.
Emmett, Summerall, 10/8/66.
All right. In 2023 CF 1008, Mr. Summerall, a warrant was issued for your arrest out of Orange County on 5 charges of failing to report and knowingly providing false information. As a result of those new charges, a warrant was issued, you were arrested for a violation of probation on charges arising out of Marion County. The public defender has been appointed on your case. Probable cause has already been determined to exist that you committed the offenses for which you were arrested in, I said Orange County, it's Osceola County. And the court will find by virtue of your arrest in those charges, there's also probable cause to believe that you violated your probation arising out of Marion County. Ms. Anderson, does the defense wish to be heard as to bond? State.
Same, Your Honor.
Ms. Carrasco, it would appear to me by virtue of the underlying charges for which the defendant is on probation out of Marion County, he would qualify as a violent felony offender of special concern.
That is correct, Your Honor. I just noticed that since they would be asking for no bond.
Right. The defendant is entitled to bond in case number 2023 CF 1008 in Osceola County. And bond,
I'm sorry, if I may, Your Honor.
sure.
The defense would just request that you stay on at the amount that you set
In Osceola?
that.
Sure, it's just that Judge Craner did not set bond as to count one. Are you seeing something different than I'm seeing? Okay, so count one, bond will be set in the amount of $500. In counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, bond is stayed as to each of those charges in the amount of $500. The court's found probable cause to believe that the defendant violated his probation out of Marion County, and by virtue of his status as a violent felony offender of special concern, the defendant is not entitled to bond pending determination of his violation of probation in the Marion County case. So no bond is set as to the violation of probation. Next court date.
On demand.
That concludes your first appearance, sir. Thank you. The next case is 2020 CF 1862, the state of Florida versus Josue Hiram Rivera.
PD appointed.
Afternoon, sir. If you'd please state your name and date of birth for the record.
Jose Rivera, April 13, 1977.
All right, thank you. You're here in 2020 CF 1862 on a warrant for your arrest for violation of probation. You're on probation for what appears to be sale and delivery of cocaine, and it's alleged you violated Condition 5 of your order of probation by committing the criminal offense of battery in Osceola County. Did he have a first appearance on the battery charge?
I case with a drug.
That case number is 2023 MM264. I'm sorry, no, 2023. Well, that's interesting. How would the state like to proceed? I mean, in a vacuum, the state could still seek to show by a preponderance of the evidence that he violated his probation by virtue of that new offense, even while the state's not proceeding on that offense. But frankly, sitting here right now, I have no idea whether or not Judge Wilson was aware of the no info on that misdemeanor case.
One second, Your Honor, I'm checking one more thing. Your Honor, state will defer to the discretion of the court. I do see in my system that that information is accurate. The case has been, was not filed. As far as, any bond or conditional release, I will defer to the court.
Sure.
Upon review of the violation of probation act, it appears that this alleged battery was the sole basis of that violation. Given the fact that there's been no info, I mean, for there to be a BOP with no other basis, Your Honor, Mr. Rivera held a zero bond for that, defendant would argue that it should be RR or it should be dropped. Given the fact that there remains no basis for a violation. The defendant would ask for the BOP to be dismissed, the state to move forward prosecution. That's what the request are.
All right, even though the state has declined to prosecute the underlying misdemeanor battery charge, it still has the ability to proceed on the violation of probation, especially given the lower burden of proof required to prove violation. PC was found for the alleged violation of probation, and on that PC, Judge Wilson issued a no bond BOP warrant and specifically provided that the no bond status of the warrant is not to be modified. So the court will take no action on the bond. Does he have a court date in front of Judge Wilson?
Next court date, April 18th, in courtroom 5F at 8:15 a.m.
All right, thank you very much. The next case is 2023 CF 1054, the state of Florida versus Ivanish Cabrera Reyes.
No application for this defendant.
I have this. You didn't do an F. You didn't do it? Okay. Good afternoon. Could you please state your name and date of birth?
Ivanish Cabrera Reyes, April 29, 1999.
All right, thank you. You are here after your arrest for false imprisonment and misdemeanor battery. You've completed a form here saying you're financially unable to afford a lawyer, but you haven't completed an affidavit. Are you able to afford the services of a lawyer?
No.
Would you like me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you for the purposes of this first appearance hearing. So the public defender has been sought. Any argument as to PC? Ms. Anderson?
No, Your Honor.
I've reviewed the charging affidavit and find there's probable cause for each of the offenses charged. Does the defense wish to be heard as to bond?
Your Honor, the defendant will request that all bond court fees reasonable.
Can you speak to non-monetary conditions of release, Ms. Carrasco? I've got Tyrek Ryan is a live-in boyfriend. They reside together. Is that right, Ms. Anderson?
Your Honor, based on information I have been provided around Mr. Cabrera, no longer needs to be alleged.
Meaning she no longer lives at the scene of the alleged offense, or he no longer lives at the scene of the alleged offense?
The alleged victim no longer lives there, Your Honor.
Did he relocate out of state?
It appears that he was trying to leave out of state, Your Honor, but there's no confirmation as to whether or not he did that, but he's no longer at the residence.
Okay.
Your Honor, I talked to him this morning, and he did tell me that he was leaving, but he was gonna try to come to court today, but I see he didn't make it, so he said he was gonna leave
Okay.
out of state.
Does anyone else reside at that address, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge, I guess it was just her and him, but he said he was leaving. He said he was on the road when I talked to him.
And that's 1418 Patrick Street? All right. State wish to be heard as to monetary or other conditions of release?
No, just not contact with the victim, Your Honor.
Just
They
what?
don't reside together.
Right. All right, bond is set as to count one in the amount of $1,000 and as to count two in the amount of $150. The additional conditions of release are that the defendant shall have no contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in the case, and that means no in-person contact or electronic contact through telephone, text message, or social media. The defendant will be permitted to return to the scene of the offense at 1418 Patrick Street, provided that she confirms that the alleged victim is not present at that address when she returns. Any other conditions of release?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Anderson?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. That concludes your first appearance, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next case is the State of Florida versus Teresa Hampton, 2023 MM808.
PD appointed.
Good afternoon. Would you please state your name and date of birth?
Teresa Hampton, 12/31/72.
All right, Ms. Hampton. I didn't say it before, but you've got all the rights that were in the recording that played before I called your case. You're here for an initial appearance this afternoon after your arrest for misdemeanor petty theft. public defender has been appointed on your case and represents you for the purposes of this hearing. I've reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and will find there is probable cause for the charged offense. Does the defense wish to be heard as to bond?
Your Honor, Ms. Hampton has advised me that she is the primary caretaker of her adult brother, who has some severe medical issues. Defense will be requesting ROR at this time or the alternative of low bond.
Anything?
I don't think we have jurisdiction on her, but she's on interstate probation until 2032.
Interstate probation? What's that? Never heard it called that. In any event, I'll address only the case that's before me this morning. Court will set bond in the amount of $150 as to the sole charge. Additional conditions of release will include that the defendant is not returned to the Walmart at 2855 Old Lake Wilson Road.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you please repeat that amount? 150, thank you.
All right, that concludes your initial appearance, ma'am. Thank you.
Next court date on demand.
The next case is 2023 MM809, the state of Florida versus Brandon Martinez. Sir, would you please state your name and date of birth?
Brandon Martinez, 0501-2002.
All right, thank you, Mr. Martinez. You are here after your arrest on a charge of violating the conditions of your pretrial release in 2023 MM752, where you were on pretrial release for battery. And when I say pretrial release, I don't mean pretrial release with corrections. I mean you were released in that case on an offense of battery. The public defender has been appointed on your case. Court will find probable cause to believe that you violated the conditions of your release. Does the state wish to be heard as to defendant's status in the underlying 2023 MM752?
Yes, Your Honor, they would ask for that to be also revoked.
Ms. Anderson, did you wish to be heard?
Defense will defer to the court of defense.
He hasn't posted his bond. He's just eligible for bond.
All right, 2023 MM809, the court has found probable cause to believe the defendant violated the conditions of his release and therefore will set bond in that case at the amount of $5,000. The court further finds probable cause to believe that the defendant violated the conditions of his pretrial release in 2023 MM752 and will revoke his release in that case, and it will be held no bond in that case pending further proceedings before the division judge. That concludes the first appearance in this case. Thank you.
Would you like to add another document?
Yes.
On demand for both.
Twenty 810, the state of Florida versus Emily McDermott.
Media
All right.
appointed.
Good afternoon, ma'am. If you would please state your name and date of birth.
Emily McDermott, February 24th, 2004.
All right. You are here for a first appearance this afternoon, having been arrested on charge of misdemeanor battery. Present in the courtroom is Mr. Bowers. Is that Mr. Bowers, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. The public defender has been appointed, Ms. McDermott, to represent you for the purposes of this case. My understanding is the public defender would like to be heard as to probable cause. Ms. Anderson, you can proceed.
Miss Anderson, give me a second, because they lost audio. The recording lost audio, so we can't do it right now.
Everything looks good up here.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Okay, you can go ahead, but just go ahead and start over because they lost it right when you started talking.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, Ms. McDermott was charged with battery under Florida Statute 784.03, subsection 1, subsection 1. Statute requires an intentional touch or strike by the defendant against the alleged victim by his or her will. The charging affidavit indicates that officers took a total of 4 statements, Your Honor, one from the defendant, one from the alleged victim, and one each from 2 witnesses. 3 out of those 4 statements are consistent with the fact that the alleged victim was the primary aggressor in this case, Your Honor. It's alleged that the alleged victim threw food at the defendant and then hit her, which then led to a scuffle, Your Honor. The only statement that indicates that the defendant threw food first is the alleged victim, Your Honor, but 2 witnesses confirm that it was the other way around. Defendants argue that the facts here are insufficient to give rise to probable cause as to a battery by Ms. McDermott against the alleged victim.
Right, state.
Your Honor, state will reject that argument, and we do have the statement of the alleged victim. He is in a better position to actually say what actually happened. We had the victim here in the courtroom. I don't know if Your Honor would like go ahead and inquire, or if Your Honor would like me to inquire.
Sure, sir. Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
I'll let you direct the inquiry, Ms. Carrasco.
Good afternoon. Who called 911 when this happened? Was anyone else present at that time?
Yes.
Were they able to observe the entire incident from the beginning to the end?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Are you the alleged victim in this case?
Yeah.
And would you feel comfortable or briefly explaining to the court what happened?
Sure. My sisters walked in, her kitten, she walked into the kitten passed. She was trying to make phone calls. My mom had asked me for help burying it. She was trying to make phone calls to save the cat. I had said to her that the cat's dead. She started screaming and yelling at me, calling names. I told my mom I was not helping. I went to walk back inside. She continued, and I said, Emily, you shouldn't have got the cat. You killed the cat. And she got the food, threw the food at me.
Was she the initial aggressor?
Yes.
Your Honor, no further. Oh, I do, Your Honor. Do you want to have contact with the defendant?
Yeah, if she wants.
Are you in fear of the defendant?
No.
Has there been any history of this type of behavior in the past?
Not really. A little bit in New York, but she's been seeing a doctor.
If something similar were to happen in the future, do you feel comfortable contacting law enforcement?
I do.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Andrews, did you have any, or Anderson, do you have any questions of Mr. Bowers?
Briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Bowers, you testified that there were other witnesses that most likely seen what occurred.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall whether Taylor and Laura are two of those people that were present when the incident occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you at any point grab the plate of food from Mrs. McDermott?
There was a piece of, I don't know exactly what it was like pizza or something from the floor, and I went to throw it back in her direction.
So you did throw food at Mrs. McDermott?
In her direction, yes, and it missed.
Do you and Mrs. McDermott live together?
For now,
And just for clarification, you wish to have contact with Mrs. McDermott?
yeah, if she wants.
No further questions.
All right. Mr. Bowers, do you feel like the death of the kitten kind of contributed to the emotionally charged nature of this confrontation?
Yes.
Okay. And has the defendant been physical with you in the past?
No.
All right. Considering that there are no prior domestic violence charges before me, given the particularly emotional nature of this interaction, given the fact that the alleged victim has no fear for his own personal safety from the defendant, the court finds it appropriate to release the defendant on her own recognizance with respect to this charge. I do find that this meets the low threshold for probable cause, but am nonetheless releasing her on her own recognizance without the requirement of posting bond. Ms. Anderson will inform her client that this still means that Ms. McDermott needs to appear for all her future court dates and keep in contact with her attorney for as long as this case remains pending. And I will order no hostile contact with Mr. Bowers. And Ms. Anderson will also explain to her client that means if there's any allegation that she's been violent towards her brother, that may provide a basis for the revocation of her release. Anything else for the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bowers. Thank you, ma'am. That concludes your first appearance in this case. Are there future dates?
On demand.
Right, she hasn't arraignment yet, right? The next case is Alistair Rogers, the state of Florida versus Alistair Rogers, 2023 CF 1056.
Kitty appointed.
Sir, would you please state your name and date of birth?
Alistair Rogers, March 23rd, 1979.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rogers. You are here after your arrest on the charge of driving with license suspended or revoked as a habitual traffic offender. You've sought appointment of the public defender, and I've appointed the public defender to represent you for this first appearance hearing. I've reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and will find that there's probable cause as to the offense charged. Does the defense wish to be heard as to bond?
Your Honor, Mr. Rogers qualifies for direct pretrial release, and for that, of course, Mr. allowed to do that.
Any objection, State?
No objection, Your Honor.
Then defendant will be released for supervision by Osceola County Corrections pretrial release. That concludes your hearing in this matter, sir.
Next court date on demand.
The next case is the state of Florida versus Maria Skinner Nelson, 2023 CT 1648 and 2023 CT 1649.
And just to make the court aware, she was booked in the Maria.
All right. Ma'am, could you please state your name and date of birth for the record? All right, thank you, ma'am. You're here for your initial appearance this afternoon on two cases, charges leaving the scene of a crash.
Jill has an 11-year-old daughter who is sickly. She's also a primary caretaker for her. I'm not for sure as to the alleged victim's whereabouts. The affidavit indicates that she was planning to return to fly out home to Maryland. I'm not sure what that's happening.
Well, they live together, right, in Maryland?
Your Honor, it still indicated that they live in two separate states. One lives in Maryland, the other lives in Delaware.
Is the 11-year-old a child in common?
No, Your Honor.
The arrest affidavit indicates prior undocumented, according to the alleged victim, undocumented instances of domestic violence. Taking that into account, the court will set bond in the amount of $150 as to the misdemeanor battery charge and $1,000 as to the hindering communication to law enforcement charge. In the absence of any testimony from the alleged victim about whether or not she's in fear for her own safety with respect to Ms. Sills, court will order no contact directly or indirectly with Ms. Tubman until further order of the court. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Anderson?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That concludes your first appearance, ma'am.
Next court date on demand.
2023 MM797, State of Florida versus Whitney Garcia Ortiz.
PD appointed.
Your Honor, responded.
Do you have the paperwork? Okay. Let's address 2023 CT 1. Shouldn't be a CT.
23 MM798. It should be Jose Luis Navarro Jr.
2023 MM798, State of Florida versus Jose Navarro. Sir, would you please state your name and date of birth?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jose Luis Navarro.
All right, good afternoon. This was reset for first appearance hearing to give the state the opportunity, if it wished, to supplement the probable cause document with respect to the new charge of resisting an officer without violence. Has the defenseman provided a supplement to the probable cause affidavit?
I have not, Your Honor.
Did you say you have not?
I have not, no, Your Honor.
All right, what I have before me is a supplement to the probable cause affidavit, which alleges, in essence, that the officer at the time was dressed in full patrol agency-issued uniform, wearing patches on each arm with the word sheriff on the front and back of the vest.
Your Honor, probably inquired what is
It's not. State, any response?
Your Honor, I received that information from the agency. It was forwarded to me from my, from the ASA that was assigned, to IAs yesterday. I don't have any further information. I can just place on the record the name. I received it from Ms. Nina Rosado from Osceola County, Sheriff's Office. And that's the only information that I have at this time for the court.
Okay. So in 2023, MM798, this case was reset to give the state the opportunity to provide additional supplement to the probable cause charging affidavit. What has been provided is not sworn, and therefore the court can't consider it in determining whether or not there's probable cause for the charged offense. Based on the four corners of the original charging affidavit, there's nothing to indicate that the law enforcement officer identified himself as law enforcement or was otherwise dressed in a manner so as to identify himself as law enforcement. Accordingly, the court finds there is no probable cause with respect to the charged offense of resisting an officer without violence, and as a result, nor is there probable cause to find the violation of probation. So the VOP was the second arrest as a result of this altercation, right?
From reading the report.
Okay.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so the court finds no probable, a finding of no probable cause for one offense necessarily requires a finding of no probable cause for the other offense. So the defendant is released on his own recognizance with respect to each. Is there anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Anderson?
No, Your Honor.
All right, that concludes your first appearance, sir. Ms. Anderson, did I call you Ms. Anderson, or did I start calling you Ms. Andrews at some point?
At some point, Your Honor,
I apologize.
No worries.
All right, I don't have any further matters on the docket. State,
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
defense?
Nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we're in recess for 2 minutes.
And take off the state.
Good to meet you as well. What's your first name again?
The one in here,
Madam Clerk,
Patricia. Good.
and I
do you,
Oh, is that where that came from?
Navarro?
Really?
bacon.
So does my judicial assistant. You guys should compare notes. She makes some amazing looking cakes.
And this one is a, pecan pound cake.
Sounds good.
You said Navarro,
Yes, Navarro and
it just stayed, 500 stayed.
Thank you.
Previously, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we had two. We had Omar and then another one, Luis. Yes.
But I'm usually here, pretty much every day, Your Honor. Unless I'm out of town, and I was out of town yesterday. So
I
usually
look
I'm-
forward to working with you.
Just downstairs. Take this with you too, because I don't want to take it back home.
Oh, just the ones you have in your hand. There you go, Mela.
Ratch out. Yes, I'm here tomorrow. Okay, see y'all tomorrow.
Thank you again.
You welcome.
If I could get the attorneys to put their names on the record for me.
Brenda Eugene on behalf of the State Attorney's Office.
Stephanie Fritchell with the Public Defender's Office.
Okay, Thank you. I do have one Spanish case that I have to do first, so I need to call the interpreter. Give me 1 second.
Good morning. This is Dale Rodriguez, certified Spanish interpreter.
Hi, good morning. This is Judge Martha Adams. We are here on case number 2023 MM2424AO. This is Yasmani. I'm going to spell the last name. URQUIZADUQUE. And he does have the headset on.
This interpreter connections established.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Tell me how you say your last name.
Urquiza.
Urquiza.
Urquiza. Okay. So, Mr. Urquiza, I have reviewed the charging affidavit for which you've been arrested. I am finding that there's probable cause. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Sorry. You must understand that without your wife being present here this morning, I do have to issue a no contact order. That piece of paper that the officer is asking you to sign is just you acknowledging that you've been made aware of this no contact order. This no contact order means that you should not call her, email her, text message her, send her any cards, letters, or gifts, or have anyone contact her on your behalf. That being said, I do understand she's been your wife for quite some time, and you may want that to change, or she even may want that to change. It is not a permanent thing, but it is something that can only be changed by the trial judge, Judge McGinnis. So make sure that if you want to have contact with her, that you talk to your attorney so that they can try to get that changed with the judge. Otherwise, you run the risk of being arrested for violating that condition. Now, because you do qualify for pretrial release, I'll go ahead and release you so that you don't have to pay any monetary amounts to get out of jail. But the conditions will include, in addition to the no contact order, obviously you're not going to be able to live with her, so you're going to need to maintain a separate residence. I will allow you to return to your home one time with law enforcement officers so that you can retrieve any belongings. I'm also going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. In addition, I am going to order that you comply by any order or plan that DCF puts into place. Okay, sir, good luck to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we just had the one Spanish case. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Thank you, you as well. Thank you. Okay, next I have Yasser Edmund Woodhoff? Is that how you say your name, sir? Okay. Are you here for him?
No, what order we're going in?
I think we're just doing these, and is your client Kenneth Lyman?
No, we got two move-ups and then the private attorney.
Okay, I got two move-ups and then two, oh, I see it. I have a Gladamy St. Louis and a Randolph Pina.
Yes, Your Honor, St. Louis.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do these two first, and then we'll come right back to you guys. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Edmund Woodhoff, good morning. You are here on case number 2023 MM2411AO. I have reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I am finding that there's probable cause. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm gonna issue another no contact order between you and your sister. And that means you're not to call her, see her, email her, text message her, send her any cards, letters, or gifts. But more importantly, I think you need to understand that even if somebody else in your family thinks it's okay to let you in the house, the court is telling you not to return back to the house that she lives in. Or otherwise you end up in the situation that you are here today. So, sir, because you are currently out on bond and you violated the no contact order that Judge Wish, I'm sure, went over very clearly with you before, I am also going to revoke your bond in case number 2023 MM2252AO. I'm sure that they will get in contact with your attorney in that division to see if we can get you a bond hearing. The only other conditions in the new law violation is I do need to give you a bond. I'll set your bond in the amount of $500. The no contact order, no return, and no possession of weapons or firearms. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Next, I have Kenneth Lyman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Lyman. You are here on case number 2022 CF7294AO. This is a violation of probation that was signed by Judge Strobridge, excuse me. She did set your bond at none. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And they will get you the information so you can contact your attorney and see if you can try to get a bond hearing with them, okay?
So you know when I go to court on this case?
I'm sorry?
When I go to court on this case?
I don't have an exact date for you, but it should be fairly soon. Okay?
More information about the dates, okay?
So who am I turning to?
Give either Jeremiah or call our office, and they'll be able to talk to you about it more, okay? We probably have a couple. Good luck with everything.
Okay, good morning, sir. Is it Gladame?
I'm Randolph Pena.
Okay, Randolph Pena. I got you. We're just switching up here. Okay,
Morning, Your Honor.
good morning.
Al Ford on behalf of Mr. Pena.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Ford. We're here on case number 2023 MM82AE. Let me actually switch to this piece of paper. So your client does qualify for pretrial release. Were you wanting him to just get out on a straight bond, though, as opposed to pretrial release, or do you have a preference?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. That's correct. I mean,
the bond.
I has no priors, and obviously a member of the community, and frankly, I think he should be released to ROR, but whatever the minimum conditions you can impose.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be so chatty with Officer Campbell if he thinks that. So he apparently knew psychically that you were going to be here and get him out of jail immediately. So, Mr. Pena, I will go ahead and set your bond. I am going to set it at $500. Without your wife being here this morning, though, I do have to issue a no contact order between the two of you. Obviously, Mr. Ford can get that changed at some point, but that would have to be done in front of Judge McGinnis, the trial judge. If you violate the no contact order prior to that happening, it can end up with you getting brought back here as a condition, violating the conditions of your release. Obviously, you have items that you may need at that home that you share with her, so I will allow you to return one time with law enforcement officers so that you can retrieve any belongings that you may need. I am going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. I'm also going to order that you not possess any alcoholic beverages or illicit substances, meaning any prescribed substances that you don't personally have a prescription for. That's more of an honor system, though, because obviously you're not being supervised by pretrial services.
You can still order random urinalysis through PTR even if he's not on PTR.
I can, but then when he doesn't do it, they don't do anything, so.
Okay.
That's the only problem. I just get letters that say they never showed up for their random urinalysis. And then when I tell the state, they go, oh, okay.
Okay.
So You start getting the state attorneys to do a little bit more, and I'll back you up in here. Sir, the only other thing I do need to advise you of is DCF was contacted, so they may get in touch with you. Just make sure that you abide with any plan that they put into place. Mr. Ford, was there anything else you wanted to tell me?
Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, sir. Good luck to you. Thank you. Okay, good morning, sir. Are you Mr. St. Louis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And Counselor, you're here for Mr. St. Louis, your name?
Yes, Your Honor, Ryan Katz on behalf of Mr. St. Louis.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Katz. So this is case number 2023 MM238AW. Mr. Katz, your client also does qualify for pretrial release. Were you wanting him to be released on pretrial release or just?
If I can have one moment to discuss with him.
Sure.
What's your last name?
My last one? Youngblood.
Your Honor, we would prefer a bond. We will request ROR.
Okay. Does the state have any objection to an ROR or? Actually, I'm not really comfortable with an ROR. Let's just do a $500 bond. I don't think it's going to be that difficult for Mr. St. Louis. But Mr. St. Louis, more importantly, you understand that without your wife being here this morning, I do have to issue the no contact order. The no contact order does mean that if you have any contact with her, you would be in violation of this court order. Obviously, that's not necessarily something permanent that's put in place. Mr. Katz can clearly get that changed, but he has to do that with the trial judge, which is Judge McGinnis. So just make sure if you want to have contact with her, or even if you think she wants to have contact with you, that you don't do that or you run the risk of coming back to jail. So that no contact order will remain in place. Obviously, if you need to retrieve any belongings, yeah, you're still living together. So if you need any belongings, I'll allow you to return to your home one time with law enforcement officers so you can retrieve anything you may need. I am going to ask that you not possess any weapons or firearms. And I do believe, based on the fact that the children were involved greatly actually, DCF is getting involved. So I would ask that you abide by any plan that DCF puts into place. Katz. K-A-T-Z?
Yes, Your Honor.
K-A-T-Z.
First name?
Ryan?
Ryan. Okay. Anything further, Mr. Katz?
That's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
May I be excused?
Yes, good luck to both of you. Thank you. Okay, this is Carlos Ruiz. Okay, so let me just look at this real quick. Okay, so Mr. Ruiz, this is an on-view violation of probation that the
Your Honor, my understanding on this is that,
Miami says they're not going to come get him.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. This is my only question, and maybe you guys can tell me, because when you read this, DeAndre Cranston is the officer that did the charging affidavit. It implies he works for the Department of Corrections. Is that correct? Usually it's like the arresting agency that does it, but, so I just want to make sure the state, apparently they're writing emails back and forth that says that they can't pick him up because he doesn't have an open warrant for Dade County. that they're not acknowledging the fact that law enforcement officers can do an on-view VOP, is the way I took it. So I have to release him, but I certainly think that if the Department of Corrections would get the warrant signed. So I guess, Mr. Ruiz, what I want to tell you is I'm going to release you as to the on-view violation of probation. It is possible, though, that the Department of Corrections will seek a violation of probation just more directly from the judge in Miami-Dade County. So just, you may want to check in with them just to, I guess my point is, I don't want you to be someplace and be surprised if they all of a sudden find a warrant for your arrest, okay? So you are going to get released, but it is possible that you could get picked up back again. The only good thing about that is, though, if you want to make yourself wait and go down to Miami-Dade, it might be easier for you as opposed to you getting picked up here, coming back to the jail and waiting for Miami-Dade to pick you up. But that's entirely up to you, okay? Jeff, do you want this email back?
Amazing. All right. Yeah, of course. Good luck with everything. And
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Okay, next I have, is this Devin Carty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Carty, good morning. You're here on case number 2023 CF 4611AO. I have reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You understand that without your son being present here today, I do have to issue a no contact order between the two of you. That no contact order will remain in place until the trial judge changes it. So that piece of paper is just you acknowledging that you've been told about the no contact order. Without telling me anything about the facts of your case, I do understand that your son does not live with you, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so as long as I would just make sure your family members understand that they don't want to put you in jeopardy, so they should not invite him over, but obviously you wouldn't go to his house, so you're just going to maintain a separate residence. You're not going to possess any weapons or firearms. I will set your bond in the amount of $2,500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank
good luck with everything.
Thanks.
Okay, let's do Andreza Chisholm. This is case number 2022 CF 7829AO is a warrant. And then, so I guess, let me just look at one thing. So you're Mr. Stinson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I couldn't hear you at first. No worries. Can I get you to raise your right hand for me? Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Stinson, normally in these types of cases, I do issue a no contact order between you and the defendant. By you being here today, and certainly I understand by reading the paperwork, am I assuming that you're okay having contact with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'll do is in 2023 MM 2412, I am going to set her bond in the amount of $500. I'll appoint the public defender's office. The only condition of release is that she'll have no hostile contact with you. And then I also don't want her to possess any weapons or firearms. Unfortunately, though, I can't do anything about the Division 17 case, which is the 2022 CF 7829AO. It appears that that judge issued a no bond warrant for when she failed to appear for the trial or came back for the trial, maybe. So she's going to have to get back in front of that judge to see if they can bond her out. But I assume she had an attorney on that case to begin with, so you may want to get in contact with them if you want to try to help her get out.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I had got in contact with her already.
Okay, perfect. Did you have any questions for me? No? Okay, you're all set then. Good luck. Thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize. Did we waive her appearance?
Oh, are you okay waiving her appearance?
Your Honor, we can waive her appearance.
I just figured that was easier because then maybe you could try to get her back downtown fast.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive her appearance.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next I have Adam Fuller. Okay, good morning, Mr. Fuller. You are here on two cases. I have 2023 CF 4613AO. I did review that charging affidavit, and I am finding that there's probable cause. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I do have to issue a no contact order in this case without Ms. DeShay present. So the piece of paper that you're signing is just you acknowledging that there's that no contact order. If you do violate that order, you could end up back in jail. Judge Harris is the trial judge. She would be able to change that order, but only if you get in front of her and she does that with you. I will go ahead and put that you're to maintain a separate residence from Ms. DeShay. If you need to retrieve any belongings from her residence, you may do so one time with law enforcement officers. I will also order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Now, because you are on probation in case number 2008 CF 15274AO, I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office. The bond on that has been set at none. That is in Division 20, and they'll try to get you back in front of that judge as soon as possible. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, what was the bond in this case? I apologize.
The bond I apologize. I did $1,000 on count 1, I don't think I said, and $100 on count 2.
So no contact means. With everything, so don't contact us. Talk to your attorney on the VOP and they'll help you out with that one.
Hi, good morning, ma'am. Can I get you to tell me how to say your last name? I don't want to butcher it.
Hrybowska. Hrybowska.
Hrybowska. Okay. And Ms. Hrybowska, you're here on case number 2023 CF 4605. I'm assuming in the box is your husband. This would be Mr. Kozak.
Good morning, Your Honor, yes.
Good morning, sir. Can I get you to raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, does that microphone move? Can you pull it up a little bit? It may have fallen
Not
down.
really. I have to just bend down a little bit so I can
Okay.
speak loudly.
I'm sorry to make you lean over like
That's
that.
okay.
Let me just ask you, I got the impression you're husband and wife, but are you separated? Are you, because I found, it seems like you're living in Tampa and she's living here?
Yeah, for some amount of time, we have our parents came from our country where we have something bad happening.
Okay.
So we helping our parents to get kind of
So let me
normal
ask,
condition in States.
well, let me ask you a question. Normally in these types of situations, I issue a no contact order. By you being here today, are you in agreement with the no contact order, or did you want to have contact with your wife?
Your Honor, I would like to have a contact with my wife.
Okay. So what I will do, ma'am, is you do score pretrial release, so I can release you so you don't have to post any monetary amounts to get out of jail. You'll just be supervised by pretrial services. The only condition I'll have is that between the two of you, that you have no hostile contact. So no arguing, no yelling, no fighting. And then I'm also gonna order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you as well. Sir, did you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you.
So the next step is to stay. Stay in touch with those two people, okay?
Hi, good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Shaquan Milbury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, sir. You're here on case number 2022 CF 14415AO. This was an arrest warrant that was signed by Judge Michaela Nix. And she determined that there was probable cause on this case. It is from an incident that occurred allegedly back in December of last year. I am going to go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I am going to set your bond at $3,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. I am going to order that you not have any contact with the alleged victims in this case, to maintain separate residences from them, and to not possess any weapons or firearms. Okay? So, sir, that order you're signing is just the no contact order. It's just you acknowledging that you were made aware of that. Okay, you're all set. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Hey, on the next case, could you bring in Mr. Bowleg and Miss Clark at the same time? Thank you, Your Honor.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Bowleg. You're Darius Renard Bowleg?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. The one right behind it, this should be Yvette Marie Clark? Okay. So, Mr. Bowleg, you're here on case number 2023 MM2410AO, and Ms. Clark, you're here on 2023 MM2409AO. It looks like you're both the defendants and victims allegedly of each other. So normally in these types of situations, I do issue no contact orders between the two of you. Let me start. Ms. Clark, do you want to have contact with your son, or I can do a no hostile contact, which means no fighting, no arguing, and things of that nature? Okay, so let me ask you a question. I know that part of this, or at least from the officer's report, it seems like some of this indicated that maybe you were ready for your son to leave your home. Do you want him to come back home, or would you like him to find someplace else to stay? Or do you guys want to work that out on your own?
We'll work it out.
Okay, you're comfortable working it out on your own? Okay. And Mr. Bowleg, are you okay having the no hostile contact with your mom? Okay. And are you okay, you guys working out where you're going to live and all that good stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to both of you. It is possible that if the charges get picked up, which I can't imagine they would, but if they do, the PD is probably going to have to come off of one of your cases. So just look for any paperwork that you get that you may get an updated attorney. That being said, you both qualify for pretrial release. So I'll go ahead and release you both onto pretrial release so you don't have to pay monetary amounts to get out of jail. The only conditions will be that you not have any hostile contact with each other and that you both not possess any weapons or firearms. Okay? Okay, thank you.
Escalates, if any of you walk away from each other, okay? Because both of you will be in violation if there's any hostile contact. You'll both be, okay? All right, pretrial release, you're gonna have pretrial release officer, stay in touch with them, stay in touch with your public defender as well. You'll get one assigned to you in the next couple of days. Call that phone number, all right? Thank you. So this number right here, the circle, you're gonna call that for your attorney in the next couple of days, all right? Okay. So stay in touch with your attorney, pretrial release officer. Good luck, both of you. All right, thank you. You're gonna know that. Please that way as well. Yeah.
Hi, good morning. Are you Ms. Furlow?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Furlow, you are here on case number 2023 MM 2407AO. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you as I am finding probable cause for the charge. Now, may I ask you a question and only answer me yes or no, because I don't want to talk to you about the facts of the case. But the way I was reading the charging affidavit, the officer lists your home address as the address where you were that you were getting arrested. Your sister made it sound like you weren't living there, but you still had things there. So my question to you is this: do you still live at that address?
Yes.
Okay. So you understand without your sister being here today, I do have to issue a no contact order between the two of you.
Yes.
So the officer's having you sign that piece of paper. That's just you acknowledging that you've been made aware of the no contact order. Obviously, that's not something that is per se permanent. It can be changed, but unfortunately after today, the only person that can change that is Judge McGinnis, the trial judge. So you would need to get with your attorney if you want that to change. Because of the no contact order, obviously you're going to need to live someplace else from your sister. So I'm gonna put that you're gonna maintain a separate residence from her. And that if you need to return to get any belongings, you may do so one time with law enforcement officers so that you can do that. I'm also going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Now, I'll go ahead and set your bond at $500. I know that they did hold you this morning because you are currently out on bond for possession of methamphetamine charge. I don't necessarily see that any drugs were involved in this, so I was just going to take no action unless the state wanted otherwise. No, okay. So, ma'am, we'll go ahead and let you get released. You'll have the $500 bond. Just make sure you stay on top of the no contact order. If you do want that to change, just get with your attorney, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, ma'am. Good luck.
Please don't contact. Good luck with everything. Stay in touch with us, okay?
Okay, good morning. Are you Adrian Ibrahim Lopez?
Yes.
And Mr. Lopez, you are here on case number 2023 MM 2414AO. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I am finding that there's probable cause. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You understand without your mom being here today to tell me otherwise, I do have to issue a no contact order between the two of you. That piece of paper that the officer is having you sign is just you acknowledging that you've been made aware of the no contact order. If you violate the no contact order, that can cause you to be picked up on a new law violation as well as violating the conditions of your release. Now, you do qualify for pretrial release, so I'm going to go ahead and release you on pretrial release, so that way you don't have to post any monetary amounts of money to get out of jail. You'll just be supervised by pretrial services. So you'll just need to find someplace else to stay So I'll put that you're going to not return to the location, maintain separate residence. If you do need to get any belongings at your home, you certainly may do so one time with law enforcement officers. I'm also going to include that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Can't just show up and then same thing. Please give our office a call in the next couple of days. You'll have an attorney sign here.
Your Honor, is it a no return and a maintain separate, or just a?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's, so we do no return and maintain separate residence? I don't know what the difference is. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't, just because I think it's, I mean, if you maintain separate residence, you really shouldn't go back there, unless I tell you you can go back one time with law enforcement. So.
You said both, maintain.
Yeah. Some of them I like to say both just to make sure they understand it. Okay, good morning, sir. Are you Valerio Saul?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, I have you here on case number 2023 MM 2419AO. I believe that this should be Miss Saul, and I just don't want to not say your first name properly. Is it Melissa?
Yes.
Melissa? Okay. Can I get you to raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, Miss Saul, it's my understanding that this is your husband, that you guys have been together for 26 years and you have 2 children. Normally in these types of situations, I do issue a no contact order. By you being here this morning, are you in agreement with that, or would you prefer to just have a no hostile contact order?
No hostile.
Okay. And do you feel that you and your children will be safe with that order?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, sir, you do score, or you do have the ability to be released to pretrial release. So I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. I'll release you on pretrial release. That way you don't have to pay any money to get out of jail. You'll just be supervised by pretrial services. The only conditions of that would be that you have no hostile contact with your wife, so no fighting, no arguing. I'm also going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. I don't see that necessarily DCF was contacted, but if they do get involved, I would just ask that you maintain any plan that they put into place, okay?
Can you repeat the last part? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I don't see that law enforcement contacted DCF, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. If it pops up that they did, just abide by any plan they put in place.
Yeah, the DCF wasn't.
I didn't think so, but I just put it in there. So, ma'am, did you have anything else you wanted to tell me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you guys are all set. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Contact our office. Okay? No hostile. Elevate, you need to be the one to walk away. It's on you, not her, okay? Good luck.
Thank you. Hi, good morning. Are you Joshua Baxter? Yes, Mr. Baxter, you're here on warrants out of Hillsborough County. It does appear that they have bond amounts with them. They are $7,500 on count 1, $2,000 on count 2, $2,000 on count 3, and $2,000 on count 4. That being said, you have the ability to bond out with those bond amounts, or you can wait for Hillsborough County to come and pick you up.
Well, if I bond out, how much do I have to come up with?
I'm sorry?
How much money do I have to come up with? Is it like 10% or what is it?
If you get a bondsman, yes, sir, you'd have to come up with 10% of that.
So what is that total?
I don't know. I'm not very good at math.
4,613.
Is the total? 5?
How much time am I facing for something like this?
So the clerk's saying 13,500, so that would be what, 1,350?
I believe so, but he has enough time. I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor, I believe that is correct, yes.
Typically, the bondsman will charge you for each charge on its own, anything over $1,000, the 10%. So you'll be at the bare minimum 100 each charge if it's going to be 1,300.
Okay. That's
So you're looking at $400.
Yeah.
So
I've never even been to Hillsborough,
That's
so
what
how do
they
I have a
do.
charge from Hillsborough?
and that's something that they'll have to address there. We don't have any information on that. Okay.
How long ago?
Okay. She can come in.
Are we done?
That's the last.
Hi,
case.
I'm sorry. I heard you said that he shouldn't have any contact with firearms.
No, so no hostile contact, and then no weapons or firearms.
Okay, so we do have firearms in the house. He has them legally owned.
Right,
So what
so
do I do?
under the domestic violence statute, it says that any firearms, while he's out on as a condition of release, that he's not to possess them. So if you want to get him out of the house before he comes home and gives them to a friend or something like that, you're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, technically, he's supposed to turn them into law enforcement within the next 48 hours.
Okay, I can, okay.
You can figure that out?
Yes.
Okay, good luck then. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So next we have Anibal Correa Salamo. He bonded, okay. Andy Quadrado. Oh, sorry, you're snuck right up there on me. Okay, Mr. Quadrado, you are here on a warrant out of Lake County. It does have a bond for the amount of $2,000. So you can either bond out of the Orange County Jail or you can wait for Lake County to come and pick you up, okay?
On that last, not him, I'm sorry, the one before that, it's a no bond. Let me give you the inmate number. 2300-9037. I don't know how he bonded if it's a no bond.
Oh.
2300, oh, he's good.
I go back?
Yeah, you good, yeah.
Yeah, so let's go back, Mr. Quadrado. Yes, you have a $2,000 bond. So you can either bond out with $2,000 in cash, or you can get with the bondsman. I don't really know how they do that. It's like 10%, but with some extra, I don't know. Or you can wait for Lake County to come and pick you up.
If I bond out, there won't be a hold on me, I'll be able to bond out?
Yeah, if you can post the bond, all you'll do is you'll post the bond, and then your bondsman just stay in touch with them, and they'll give you your new court date for Lake County.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
Looks like that his,
2300,
it looks like All-Star Bail Bonds posted his bond.
9037.
904, Corrado, so he's.
Okay, how about the one that was before that where she?
Yes, what was that a case number? I'm sorry.
Something else.
Which one, 2300-9037? That's the one you just said?
037. Okay.
What's that gentleman's name?
Oh, Coros,
Yeah, Correa
he
Salamo.
was a no bond. Is that, is,
Yeah, but she said he bonded.
It's showing up as zero bond.
But you show he bonded, right?
no, the one that the one that was just at the Carroll did bond.
Right, no,
And
but,
then the one, the Coruscant Salomon Anibal,
uh-huh,
he's no bond.
yeah, but,
He's not, he hasn't bonded. He doesn't have a bond. I mean.
yeah, but the corrections officer said he bonded.
Oh, yeah, he's no bond.
Okay, so,
But the next person in, he did bond. And
okay. So let me just ask for corrections. You're showing that Anibal Correa Salamo, the Polk County case, he bonded? You may want to check on that because he had a no bond. So I hope nobody let him out.
But the guy right after him, maybe that was a confusion. He did bond. He shouldn't have been brought in. He had bonded at All-Star at 9. So that's probably where the confusion was. I would imagine.
And that's Andy Quadrado is who you're referring to bonded?
Yes.
I did look at
Okay,
that,
thank you.
and I can confirm that as well.
That was the one I gave a bond to. He apparently had already bonded, but I just.
Oh, yes. Anything we did here is not going to mess with him already bonding out, correct,
No.
Your Honor? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Nope, not at all. Okay, and just so we're on the same page, this is Joshua Lynn Freeman. Okay, and Mr. Freeman, you're here on a warrant out of Brevard County. Whoever issued the warrant has actually set the bond. Well, wait a minute. I guess there's more than one, so I see a VOP,
You can have two VOPs, yes.
but I see Judge Silverman gave him a bond. But this says no bond. Okay. Oh, Lord. The paperwork today is a little messed up. So it looks like Judge Silverman did give you a bond, Mr. Freeman. The bond is, for the VOP is $15,000? Yeah, $15,000. And then on the Judge Silverman and VOP reference injunction, that bond also has a $15,000. So two $15,000 bonds for a total of $30,000.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Why is the injunction being on there as well? I've already been to court with that.
I don't know, sir. That's just the way that it's popping up. It says there's a,
Because I talked to my PO and she said that my bond would be 15.
do you just have one charge or two? Yeah, I have two as well.
Case number 21 MM47852. So it's two VOPs.
Yeah, I have two VOPs for some reason. I would talk to your PO or try to contact your attorney, okay? Okay, good luck, thank you.
Okay?
Just wait.
Your Honor, for that one, just because he has no bond and he hasn't been brought up, and I just don't want him to be lost.
Yeah, I'll appoint the PD and I'll waive his appearance this morning, but I'll say that he has a no bond and that Polk County should come and pick him up.
Yeah, if we, like you said, Your Honor, if we can at least appoint the PD, I just don't want it to get lost in the
Yeah, no,
shuffle.
no, no, I don't want him to get lost either. So, okay, thank you. And then this should be Dwayne Ronald Green. Okay, Mr. Green, you're here on warrants. These are out of Hillsborough County. It looks like there's a no bond on all of them. They appear to be VOPs. So Hillsborough County has 72 hours to come and pick you up, and hopefully they will do that pretty quickly. Okay? Good luck, sir. Thank you. Hi, good morning. Are you Joseph Marcel Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay, sir, you're here on an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. It looks like this is for possession of cocaine, VOP, and they have set your bond at none. So Seminole County will come and pick you up as soon as possible, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
It's public.
I don't believe we've been appointed on those ones, no. Thank you for checking.
What happened to Holly Ann McQuiston? Oh, is this Mr., what's your name, sir?
Oh, Spanish?
Oh. Anibal? Correa Salamo? Okay. ¿Hablas inglés? No? Okay. Un momento. At least we found him.
Good morning. This is Dale Rodriguez, certified Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Hi, good morning. This is Judge Martha Adams. I'm out at the Booking and Release Center. I have a gentleman, Anibal Correa, Salamo, and he does have the headset on.
This is the interpreter. Connection's been established.
Okay. Sir, I'm just bringing you in this morning to let you know that you are being held here because there is a warrant for your arrest from Polk County for a violation of probation. They don't have a bond amount for you because the bond amount is none. But that does mean Polk County has 24 hours to come and pick you up. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Okay, that was all that we needed your help for. Thank you so much.
Interpreter, Your Honor, may I please get the case number?
I don't have a case number because it's a Polk County case. It's a Polk County VOP.
May I please get the first and last name?
Yes, it was Anibal, Anibal. The last name is Correa, Correa, Salamo, Salamo.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good morning. Are you Holly Ann McQuiston? And Ms. McQuiston, you are here on a warrant out of Manatee County. This is for a violation of probation. It does say that the bond has been set at none. So Manatee County will have 72 hours to come and pick you up, okay? Good luck, ma'am. Thank you. Noah Sikorsky? Okay, I do show he has a $2,000 bond, so that's quite possible. How about next, Tony Dale Turner?
Mental health.
Mental health. So he has a warrant out of, Georgia. This is a fugitive warrant that says that they will extradite, so,
Your Honor,
yes.
before we, with that, this Skoporsky gentleman.
Showing he hasn't bonded yet.
Yeah, he has bonded on his cases here in Orange County, or it looks like Osceola. They show them out, but it shows it's still open with a bond pending alert in. So I'm not sure if those cases were. It still has a $2,000 open bond for him on the out of county.
That's what I'm seeing as well, Your Honor. I was about to bring it up in just a moment.
Okay, so that's on Noah Sikorsky?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they're not in the process, but right now it is.
Right.
So.
Yes.
Okay.
From what we can see, it shows that he has not yet bonded out.
So it does show an active misdemeanor warrant out of Walton County, which is in the Panhandle. It does have a bond of $2,000.
It was an over-the-line arrest also from Osceola, so that was maybe.
I don't have that.
Yeah,
He probably posted a bond immediately on that one. So why don't we do this, as long as he gets bonded on the Walton County, I'll take no action. Do you want me to appoint the public defender just to be safe in case he doesn't get bonded?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll do that.
So we're gonna stay the bond at
2,000.
2,000 and just.
Appoint the PD temporarily.
Okay. He was in present, okay.
And then in regards to Tony Dale Turner, this is a warrant for him out of Georgia. He's going to be seen by the fugitive warrant team. They will get back to me if they don't pick him up, so I'm just not going to take any further action.
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay. I understand why we do that, but I think bringing those people in just causes a lot more problems. Turner was mental health. And this is Demartica Anglin?
Yes.
Okay. And Miss Anglin, I have you here on 2 violations of probation, one in case number 2020 CF7565AO. Judge Wooten signed it with a no bond. Then on the second case, I have 2021 CF 254AO. Judge Wooten signed that one as a no bond as well. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on both of those cases, okay? Good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. Hi, good morning. Are you Tara Bentley? Okay, good morning, Ms. Bentley. You're here on a violation of probation out of case number 2014 CF 933AO. Judge Strobridge signed the warrant with no bond. I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and they can try to get you back in front of her for a bond hearing, okay? Good luck, ma'am. Thank you.
Good luck.
Kendra Boone? Okay. On Ms. Boone, that's case number 2019 CF 8425AO. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent her. This was a warrant that was signed by Judge Barber with no bond. Do you want to waive her appearance and we'll just go ahead and put her through?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so PD's appointed, the bond stayed at none, and we'll waive her appearance this morning for mental health. This should be Marvin Dustin Godwin.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Godwin. You're here on case number 2022 CF 172AO. This is a violation of probation warrant that was signed by Judge Barber. She did set the bond at none. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and they will try to get you back in front of the trial judge on this, okay? Thank you.
Talk to your attorney about this one in more detail, okay? Good luck.
Next, I have Richard Halmadaler. Good morning, sir. You're here on case number 2022 CF 4804AO. This is a, let's see. This is a on-view violation of probation out of Orange County. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. That bond has been set at none, but they'll get you back in front of the trial judge to see if they can get you a bond hearing, okay? Good luck, sir. Thank you. Hi, good morning. Are you Darius Monk?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Monk, you're here on a violation of probation warrant that was signed by Judge Weiss. This is in case number 2022 CF 6557AO. The bond has been set at none. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. They can try to get you back in front of Judge Weiss to get you a bond hearing, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
More detail.
Hi, good morning, sir. Are you Darnell Moore?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Moore, I have you here on two cases. I have case number 2022 MM3542AO. That looks like it was a warrant was issued when you failed to appear for a pretrial conference. They did give you a bond of $500 on that case. Then there is a violation of probation that was signed based on you being in probation in case number 2022 CF 5908AO. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. The bond on that case has been set at none, but they can get you back in front of the trial judge to see if they can get you a bond hearing, okay? Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Contact your attorney to talk in more detail, okay?
Sign those. OMG.
I said the same thing, Mrs. Eugene.
Like, I just say this stuff out loud, okay? I don't make the decisions.
I clearly see that Mr. Smith needs to be hired back. Or something. Okay, So we'll just go through. I have case number 2023 CF 3035AO, John Lewis Crusetta.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Let me just get April 11th. Okay. The next case I have is Thaddeus Terrell, case number 2023 CF 3137AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Next case, Ilvestre Silvestri. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, that's funny. 23 CF 3189AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Linwood James Mulkey, 23 CF 1065AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Antoine Henderson, 23 CF 3117AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Cheney Richard Hurst, 2022 CF 11444AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Jashay Drea Monell Ward, 23 MM 1648AO.
Granted, case was no billed.
Darius Daquan Goodman, 2023 CF 3040AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Angel Ariel Morales LeBron, 23 CF 3089AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Gusman Cassius, 23 CF 3127AO.
Granted, case was no billed.
Joel Wayne Carrier, 23 CF 3000AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Jason Rivera, 23 CF 2548AO.
Granted, case was no billed.
Okay. I don't necessarily think I need an order since for whatever reason, Ms. Smith didn't give us an order for this case, but since it was no billed, that'll release them anyway, don't you think?
That's my understanding.
Yeah. So if she wants to send me an order, I'll sign it, but otherwise I think the defendant should be released. So Carlos Ruben Daniels Geronimo, 23 CF 3135AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Lauren Nadia Thigpen, 23 CF 2935AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Onel Cruz Gordles, 22 CF 14915AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Dylan Nathaniel Nickish, 23 CF 3193AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Richard Pete Chioka, 23 CF 2893AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Cody Isaiah Turner, 23 CF 3043AO.
Granted.
Ricky James Williams, 23 CF 3009AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Shantara Kiana DeVos, 23 CF 3181AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Lee Antonio Span Jr., 23 CF 3080AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
There's a second case on Mr. Span, 2023 CF 3081.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Eddie Marquis Swanson, 23 CF 3095AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Let's see, Joshua James Thaler, 2023 CF 2804AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Yeah, I'll let Mr. Duarte know. Let's pull that one. Trishante Ann Walker, 23 CF 2533.
Granted, case was no billed.
That was all I had for this morning. It is now 10:49. What time are you all comfortable coming back?
Can we do 12?
Would 12 be okay with corrections and PTR? No, 12:30? How about 12:30?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, we'll be in recess until 12:30 then. Thank you. No.
Keisha George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you. Okay, and let me call the interpreter.
Good afternoon. This is Dale Rodriguez, certified Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Judge Martha Adams. We're back out at the Booking and Release Center at the jail. The first case I have for you this afternoon is 2023 MO 490AO. This is Mr. Gianfranco de Piola Fernandez.
Di Paolo Fernandez.
Di Piola Fernandez.
Hermana.
And he does have the headset on.
Yes, interpreter, connection's been established.
Ya, no te escucho. Ahora sí. Dígame.
Go ahead.
Okay, so sir, you're here on it looks like there are 4 charges here. They're city city citations. Were we gonna try to resolve these today, or did we want to do something different?
Offer from the state, Your Honor, was a withhold of adjudication that it's not served, and we would like to accept no contest.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. The case number is 2023 MO 490AO. And sir, can I get you to raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sí, lo juro, amén.
Yes, I swear. Amen.
Okay, so I watched you sign your signature down here at the bottom of this plea form. Do you have any questions about any of the rights that are on this form?
Sí. No, está bien. Es correcto.
Yes, I don't know. That's fine. It's correct.
And your attorney has indicated you're going to be entering a plea of no contest. Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea today?
No, no hay nadie que me obligó.
No, there isn't anyone that forced me.
Okay. And sir, do you understand that by entering into a plea today, if you are not a U.S. citizen, doing so may subject you to deportation?
Sí, lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. So this time I will accept your plea of no contest to all 4 charges. I will withhold adjudication, sentencing you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you've previously served. I will release you from this charge and this charge only. There are court costs. The court costs are $223. You charge the $10 filing fee? No.
I think you do, yes.
Yeah, there's a $10 filing fee, but I'll go ahead and give you a full year to pay all that money back.
There's no $10 filing fee because they haven't filed yet.
Oh, okay. So it's just $223, but you have a year to pay it back. You can start paying it today. Ultimately, you have a year to pay everything off. Do you have any questions?
Okay. No, está bien, gracias.
Okay, it's fine. Thank you.
Okay, good luck, sir. Thank you.
Gracias, señora juez. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
The next gentleman I have is Jean Carlos Guzman Marquez. This is case number 2023 CT 460AE.
Hola, buenas tardes. Sí, escucho.
This is the interpreter. Connection's been established.
Okay, Mr. Guzman, you are here on a charge of driving while your license is suspended or revoked. Are you wanting to try to resolve the case today, or do you want to just have some time to work on getting a license?
Yes, Your Honor. He's currently working on asylum, so I would ask for ROR. He's been at this construction discipline site for over a year, lived in Orlando for over a year, and he has no other convictions. So he can also, we can also help him speak with an immigration attorney before pleading to this. I don't know how that would affect him attempting to get asylum or anything to that effect.
Does the state have any objection?
No objection.
So, sir, I'll go ahead and release you on an ROR. What that means is you do not have to put any money or you're not supervised while you're out on bond. Keep in mind, though, when you get out, the jail's going to give you a date to come back to court. I'm also appointing the public defender's office to represent you. You either need to make sure that you're back in court on the day that you're given or talk to your attorney. They can waive certain appearances for you so that you don't have to come back to court every single time. But the only way that they can do that is to have had contact with you. Okay? And then just please don't drive without a valid driver's license. And you should be released shortly, okay? Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, the next gentleman is Leyden, Leyden, Mejia de Leon. His case number is 2022 CF 14659. Mr. Mejia, you're here on a felony charge of DUI manslaughter and as well as a charge of operating a motor vehicle without a driver's license causing death. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Judge Wooten, who signed the arrest warrant in this case, has set your bond at $10,000 on count 1 and $5,000 on count 2. The only thing I will do is add that I would like for you not to drive without a valid driver's license.
Your Honor,
Yes.
the state would request that he also surrender any passports.
Do you have a passport, Mr. Mejia?
No.
No.
He has an immigration detainer.
Does immigration have a hold on him? He's got an immigration hold as well.
Anywhere. He doesn't have a passport.
So, Mr. Mejia, you just keep in mind, you may want to talk to your attorney. If you bond out, it does appear that immigration has a hold for you. And my only concern is if you bond out and immigration takes you, then there's going to be a warrant out for your arrest when you fail to appear. I certainly understand that it will not be your fault that you failed to appear, but I can't guarantee you that that would not happen. So you may want to consult with an attorney before you actually get out of jail.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. The last Spanish case I have is Mario Navarez Rosado. This is case number 2023 CF 462380. Mr. Navarez, you're here on 2 counts. Count 1 is for counterfeiting a license plate. The second charge is for driving while your license is suspended or revoked. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And in regards to your bond, he does qualify for pretrial release. So why don't we do this, sir? I'll go ahead and release you on straight pretrial release. That way you don't have to pay any money to get out of jail. You'll just be supervised by pretrial services. The condition that I'm going to order is that you not drive without a valid driver's license. Okay, sir, good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was it for Spanish.
Yes.
Okay, that was everything for Spanish this afternoon. Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
These are in gentlemen, right?
Okay, and this should be Courtney James Mills. Are you Mr. Mills?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Mills, I have you here on 2022 CT 499AA. It's a charge of driving without a valid driver's license. He also has some TR citations. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss those at this time. There are 3 of them, 2022 TR 2853AA, 2854AA, and 2855AA. That just leaves us with the no valid. He does have 6 days time served. Do you want to resolve it today, or did you want to work on getting your license?
We can't resolve it, Your Honor, because he's on probation.
Okay.
So we'll enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, so this is in Division 80, and we'll set this for a pretrial conference.
Pretrial conference is May the 5th at 9 a.m. Courtroom 9C. So the TRs is not dismissed.
I'm just dismissing them.
I have to type out something. I gotta go into session with them. That's okay. I mean.
If you want, I'll just not dismiss them and.
Okay, because I mean, I didn't know that's what you do, so I
Okay.
wasn't prepared.
I'll get Judge,
I mean, I can go in and I just have to go in there and put them in and then just dismiss, but I mean, I could do it.
are you sure?
I'm positive.
It just makes it easier for the defendants, because then they don't, a lot of times these judges miss them, and then they end up suspending their license down the road. So I try to just get rid of them. Okay. And
Anticipate these things.
the next case I have is Simeone Pierre. Did I completely butcher your first name? How do you say your first name?
Simeone.
Oh, I said it properly. Okay, wonderful. So Simeone Pierre, and you're here on case number 2023 MM1661AO. It's a charge of trespass, and he does have 33 days time served. Did we want to resolve it, or?
I don't know if I do not believe I was able to speak with him, Your Honor. When I called, I don't think he was up there. Could I have my counterpart speak with him? But there is an offer to resolve.
Okay.
I just didn't, he wasn't up at the time. It's right here. You have it? I just wanted to speak with him about all the rights he's given up, but,
Sure. Do you want me to skip over? We'll do Mr. Richardson and come back to
Yes,
Mr.
Your
Pierre? Could I just switch them out for a second? Because I have a feeling we're not going to be able to resolve the Richardson's case.
no, Your Honor.
Oh, well, see, I told you we weren't going to be able to resolve that one. Nope. So in Mr. Richardson's case, that's a 2022 MM469AA. It appears to be a violation of probation. He does have the public defender's office. Would you like me to waive his arraignment, and we'll go ahead and get him for a VOP status hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Case to be heard, Division 50. VOP status is May the 15th at 9 a.m. Courtroom 4E.
And then if I'm correct, this would be Mr. Cellini?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Are you Mr. Cellini?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're here on case number 2023 MM 2420AO. This is a charge of providing false identification to law enforcement and resisting an officer without.
What do you speak?
Rio.
He can come tomorrow. No, I'm just playing. Let me just, see, can I get a Creole? Give me 1 second.
This is when it's nice when I have, my state attorney right now speaks Creole.
I'm not really remember.
It's very nice. Very unusual.
Also, Eugene?
With the
No, that's Miss Lucinda Lewis.
Oh, okay. Huh. Did not know that.
Yeah, I totally forgot one day and we were just dismissing the case and she goes, oh, I can tell him. And I go, oh my gosh, that's right, you can.
She don't speak Creole.
Don't try too hard.
We may not need a Creole.
I need it because I'm speak Creole a little bit. I speak
But,
English. Yeah.
okay, but outside of that, Your Honor, while we get the Creole interpreter, I would ask for an ROR. He'd probably qualify for a pretrial diversion as well, but he has a phone to keep in contact with the attorney, and he's been here for over a year.
Let me see real quick. So do I need to call? Oh, it'll just. Hi, good afternoon. Oh, sorry. I thought she picked up. Hello? Good afternoon.
This is the interpreter, yes. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Martha Adams. I'm going to be the judge presiding over initial appearances here today in Orange County, Florida. I have Mr. Cellini, first name Luidis,
Yeah.
and he is in need of a Creole interpreter. It's my understanding you speak Haitian Creole, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you been sworn in today?
No.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will translate from English to Creole Haitian, from Haitian Creole to English to the best of your ability?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Mr. Cellini, you're here on 2 charges, and did you want to resolve them today, or did you want to try to bond out of jail?
Bonjour, Monsieur Salini, moi c'est interprète. Ou ici pour 2 accusations aujourd'hui. Est-ce que vous voulez résoudre aujourd'hui ou bien vous voulez mais payer bonne pour sortir de la prison?
In Your Honor, we were going to ask for an ROR. He has no criminal history. And I know he would probably qualify for the pretrial diversion video or the resisting an officer without violence video. Again, he has a telephone to keep in contact with his attorney, and he has resided in the Orlando area for over a year.
I have 2 counts. Yeah, 2 counts, 1 case. May I just inquire, I'm showing that there's a hold on him? Or is that just because he wasn't interviewed?
He does have a mental health detainer.
Okay, but no immigration?
Called him before he's released.
But no immigration?
No immigration, but he is
What's the state's?
No objection.
Okay. Mr. Solini, I will go ahead and release you on your own recognizance.
Monsieur Solini, m'a pu relâcher ou sous reconnaissance personnelle pour pa ou.
So that means you don't have to pay any money to get out of jail.
Ça veut dire qu'on pas gain pour payer aucun l'argent pour qu'à sortir dans prison.
However, if you fail to appear at your next court date, the bond can be set at $4,000.
Cependant, si ou pas présenté ou dans tribunal la prochaine date pour venir dans tribunal là, yo ka mette caution monter bon nan à $4,000 so.
That's a lot more than I would have given you, so just make sure you stay in contact with your attorney.
Donc ça c'est beaucoup plus que moi ta ba ou, donc tant pis assure qu'on kembe contact avec avocat ou.
Or show up for court at the court date that the jail will give you when you get out.
Ou bien présenter ou dans tribunal dans date tribunal que prison a ba ou l'on a sortir.
Do you have any questions?
Est-ce que vous avez une question?
But not really. Ça me devait dire m'ba konnen pour qui ça arrêté m'ba c'est m'ba faire un qui wrong.
So what I wanted to say, I don't know why they have arrested me because I have not done anything wrong.
Okay, and I understand that, and I'll let you talk some more to your attorney so that they can help you in fighting these charges.
Oui, moi comprends ça bien, donc nous t'a suggéré pour parler beaucoup plus avec avocat ou pour aider ou combattre accusation ça yo.
Okay, good luck, sir. Thank you.
Bonne chance, monsieur. Merci.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Madam Interpreter, thank you so much for your help this afternoon.
Of course, my pleasure, Your Honor. If nothing else, thank you for using our services. Have a great day.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Whenever you're ready, Your Honor, I'm ready for Pierre, the arraignment. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Pierre, we're back on the record. This is in regards to 2023 MM1661AO, a trespass charge with a 33 days time served. Was he wanting to accept the offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer from the state was an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the racetrack located at 12136 South John Young Parkway. And court costs, Mr. Pierre would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, Mr. Pierre, I do have your plea form that you had signed. Did you have any questions about any of the rights that are on the plea form?
No.
And sir, she's indicated you'd like to enter a plea of no contest. Has anyone forced you or threatened you to do that here today?
No.
And sir, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, if you were to enter this plea this afternoon, that could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
Okay, sir, I will go ahead and accept your plea. I will adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 33 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 33 days that you previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. I am going to order that you not return to that racetrack at 12136 South John Young Parkway. I'm also going to impose court costs, which includes the cost of prosecution and a PD lien, but I'll give you a year to pay that money back. You can pay as little or as much as you would like over the next year. Just keep in mind, if it hasn't been paid off in full in a year, they'll try to suspend your driver's license. Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, you're all set. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. I believe next would be Ricardo Chavez. Okay, Mr. Chavez, good afternoon. You're here on case number 2023 MM2418AO. It is a charge of theft. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I am finding that there's probable cause. Were we wanting to just have him bond out? Okay.
There's no offer.
So, Mr. Chavez, I will go ahead and keep the bond at $500. I will also order that you not return back to the Florida Mall. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Michelle Denise Fort.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning or good afternoon, Ms. Fort. You're here on 2023 MM2421AO. It is a charge of trespass. Was this something we wanted to try to resolve today?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven located at 4355 Silver Star Road. And Ms. Ford would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
So Ms. Sport, I am going to be receiving the plea form that you just signed. Did you have any questions about any of the rights that are on that plea form?
No, ma'am.
And they've said you've entered a plea of no contest. Did anybody force you or threaten you to do that today?
No, no, ma'am.
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering this plea today could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, I will go ahead and accept your plea. I will adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. I am going to order that you not return back to that 7-Eleven at 4355 Silver Star Road. I'm also going to impose court costs, but I will give you a year to pay that money back.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next, I have Latarius Nicholas Page. He probably bonded. It's inmate number 230-09047.
Yes, bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded, okay. So this should be Aaron Thomas Rankin.
Bonded, Your Honor.
He bonded as well. Okay. Then that brings me to Chad Christopher Diaz.
Yes, Chad Diaz.
Okay. Mr. Diaz, good afternoon. You're here on case number 2023 CO320AO. This looks like you failed to appear for an arraignment on April 5th. It is for a charge of an open container.
And Mr. Diaz would like to resolve the case, Your Honor. The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and he would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. So, Mr. Diaz, I'm being handed the plea form that you signed. Did you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No.
No? And you've circled that you're going to enter a plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you or threatened you to enter a plea today?
No.
And sir, do you understand that if you were to enter a plea today and not be a U.S. citizen, then that may subject you to deportation?
Understood.
Okay. I will go ahead and adjudicate you guilty. He's got 3 days, 4 days? So just the 2 days. Okay. So I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days you previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. There are court costs, but I'll go ahead and give you a full year to pay those court costs back. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, you're all set. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Next, I have Kyle Travis Ferretti. Okay, good afternoon. Are you Mr. Ferretti?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ferretti, you're here on 23 MO 491AO. It is a charge of disorderly conduct. Were we going to try to resolve it today?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served. Mr. Ferretti would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. So, Mr. Ferretti, I'm taking the plea form that you had signed. Did you have any questions about any of the rights that are on that form?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And she says you're going to enter a plea of no contest. Did anyone force you or threaten you to do that today?
No, ma'am.
And sir, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you were to enter a plea today that could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. I will go ahead and accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. There are court costs. The court costs I'll give you a year to pay back. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're all set. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Next, I have Willie Flores.
God bless you, Your Honor.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
All
Mr.
of you.
Flores, you're here on case number 2023 MO492AO, a charge of disorderly conduct. Did you want to resolve it?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, there was an offer of an adjudication 10 days in the Orange County Jail. With credit for 2, Mr. Flores would like to plead to the bench to see if he can receive a better offer. But we have to do a bench plea. We don't know how much you're gonna give, but we would ask to plead to the bench in this case.
Okay.
R&Rs.
Okay. So do you want to go ahead and plead to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you sign the plea form?
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I get a blank one? Because that one says.
And then while you're doing that, let me just ask the state, I know this is a city case, but on behalf of the city, you were seeking 10 days based on priors?
Yes, Your Honor, priors, and I want to say the last time that Mr. Flores was sentenced, he's probably served at least 10 days, if not 12 days previously. So it was, okay, no, the last 3 times that he was arrested for this offense, he served the 5 days, and that is all within the last, one moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That is all within. Since January, Your Honor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's been arrested 5 times for this, and for the last 3 times, he served 5 days each time, Your Honor.
Okay.
And he also has 47 misdemeanors.
Mr. Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
where did you grow up?
I was here, ma'am. I was adopted by Puerto Ricans.
Okay. Was that here in Orlando?
Yes,
Or?
I'm from somewhere in Puerto Rico.
¿Hablas español?
Sí, muy poquito.
Un poquito? Okay.
I won't do it again, ma'am.
I don't know that you should tell me that, because let's be honest. Do you really think you'll never do it again? Yeah, no. I drive into downtown Orlando every morning.
Or do you?
Wouldn't you be embarrassed if you saw me like next week?
I would, but you wouldn't see me.
Yeah.
I promise.
So, Mr. Flores, let me tell you a little secret.
Yes, ma'am.
So, this city ordinance, well, actually, he didn't even charge you with that. He charged you with disorderly conduct. So it used to be that, I don't know if you remember, because you're 57, so if you've been around here for a while, it used to be that you couldn't panhandle at all. Then they had those little blue boxes they wanted you to be in.
Yes, ma'am.
And now, all they do is they wait for you to walk off the sidewalk. The minute you walk off the sidewalk, that's when you get in trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
And it doesn't help that you're at South and Garland, which is almost like not too far from where OPD is.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm not encouraging you to continue asking for money, but that's where you're getting into trouble, is
Yes,
walking
ma'am.
off the sidewalk and doing it right around where OPD can see you very easily.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's be let's be honest to each other. You're probably going to do it again, but let's think twice maybe before you step off the sidewalk. Maybe make people come to you,
Yes, ma'am.
because then I think you'd be at least not get in as much trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if I'm correct, he's got 2 days time served?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Flores, did you ever go to the military or anything?
No, ma'am. I never been there, ma'am.
No? Okay.
No, ma'am. Ma'am.
Have you ever tried to get your social security or any
Yes,
stuff like
I'm,
that?
I'm trying to do that now, ma'am.
Who are you working with?
I have no family.
No, I
I'm
know, but
homeless.
there's different organizations. Have you ever tried to talk to any of the ladies, or there's probably men here too, I don't mean to be sexist about that work with the public defender's office? They can help you with trying to get your social security.
I can. I will. I will, ma'am.
How about you make me that promise?
I will. I promise you.
Okay.
I promise you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Flores, I'm gonna go ahead, I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2
Thank you.
days that you previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. There are court costs, which includes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, it doesn't include anything, and I'll give you a year to pay that back. Mr. Flores, I have a really good memory, and I'm really good at faces.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
let's not run into each other on the street when I'm coming to work, okay?
I love you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Yep. We'll see him on Friday.
I agree, but I'm gonna go look for him now. Okay, good afternoon, sir. Are you Harold Hayes?
Ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Hayes is here on 2023 MO 493AO. It's a disorderly conduct. Are we going to try to resolve it?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit, time served, and he would like to accept and enter plea of no contest.
So, Mr. Hayes, they're bringing me your plea form that you signed. Did you have any questions about the rights that are on the form?
Yes, ma'am.
She said, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
And she says you want to enter a plea of no contest. Did anybody force you or threaten you to do that today?
No, ma'am.
And sir, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering into a plea today could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, I'll accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for those 2 days that you've previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. There are court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay that back. Okay? Sir, if you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're all set to go. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Dennis Edward Nicholas? Behavior?
Can we reset for tomorrow? There's a credit time serve offer, Your Honor.
Sure. So on Mr. Nicholas, 2023 MO 494AO, I'll reset to tomorrow for IAs. I'll keep the bond stayed in case he can bond out. John Frederick Welter?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Welter, you're here on 2023 MO 495AO, a charge of disorderly conduct. Did you want to try to resolve it?
I had a PC challenge as to this case. In order to have the disorderly, my client had to have entered the roadway while a vehicle was stopped at a traffic control signal light, stop sign, or any other traffic device. Based on this affidavit, there is no mention that the vehicle was stopped at a traffic signal or stoplight or stop sign. So I would argue there's no PC for the disorderly conduct based on the affidavit.
Does the state want to be heard on behalf of the city?
No, Your Honor, no objection.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and release him on an ROR. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent him. And Mr. Welter, just do me a favor. Do you have a cell phone? No? Try to keep in touch with the PD's office. If the city ends up trying to file on this, I just don't want you to miss an arraignment date. It's possible that they may just drop it completely, but I never know. Okay? Okay. Good luck, sir. Thank you. No, I just ROR'd him, and I did not find PC. But I appointed the public defender. Okay. You are Brenda DeJesus. And Ms. DeJesus, you're here on 2022 CT 7208AO. This is actually out of my division. It's an attaching tag not assigned.
Yes, Your Honor.
And my guess is you are out on an ROR, which is why I had to force the bond up to $2,000. So is this something maybe we could try to resolve?
The offer from the state is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and Ms. DeJesus would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. So Ms. DeJesus, I'm being given your plea form. It is a charge of attaching tag not assigned. Did you have any questions about the rights on the plea form? And she says that you're gonna enter a plea of no contest, is that correct? Has anybody forced you or threatened you to do that today? And you understand if you're not a US citizen, entering a plea today could subject you to deportation?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I assume she has more than 2 days?
I don't know, Judge, if they let me know ahead, I can work it out, but.
How
I don't
about,
know
maybe
until
sometimes
day
the PTR can tell me faster.
She came in. It's okay.
410 at 10:51.
So it's just today.
So, Mr. Jesus, did you not get arrested the first time you got charged with this?
No, I called to reschedule, but they didn't call me back to reschedule, and then my mailing address is not the same that it was before. So I never received the letter.
Okay.
So I didn't know anything about it.
Okay, so I will withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. There are court costs that are associated with that, and I'll give you a year to pay that back. Okay? Do you have any questions?
I didn't understand the last part.
There's court costs. The court costs are $301.
That part I understand. The other part.
The other part, I just gave you time served for what you've served in jail for yesterday and today. And then a withhold means it won't be any points on your license. It's not a conviction. And that was it, I think. Do you have any questions about anything else?
So does that mean I could?
So I released you from the charge.
Okay. That's what I want to know.
And then the court, yeah, you're good to go. You'll be released shortly. Thank you. Okay, this should be Roddick Leonard Watson.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Watson, you're here on 2023 CT 461AE. It's a charge of driving without a valid driver's license. Did we want to try to resolve this today?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and Mr. Watson would like to accept an plea of no contest.
Okay. Nope. 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 Okay, so, thank you. Okay, Mr. Watson, I do have the plea form that you had signed. Did you have any questions about the rights that are on the form?
No, ma'am.
And she says we're gonna have you enter a plea of no contest. Did anybody force you or threaten you to do that here today?
No, ma'am.
And sir, you understand if you're not a US citizen, if you were to enter this plea, that could subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you've previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. There are the court costs, and I'll go ahead and give you a year to pay that money back. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're all set. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Okay, Jessica Ashley? Gavin Trevin Blatch? Also bonded. Tyrese Devontae Kane? Okay, Mr. Kane, good afternoon. I have you here on a couple things. So let's do the CT ones a little bit easier. I have 2022 CT 1158AO. That was a violation of conditions of pretrial release, and it looks like they set the bond at none. Okay. So, I'll make sure you have a PD if they weren't already previously assigned, and then that way we can get you back in the front of the judge in Division 62 for a bond hearing. And then I have this case, which is a newer charge, 2022, oh no, it's not. Well, it's new for you. 2022 CF 2465AO. It was a warrant that was signed by Judge Carter for an instance that occurred on March 2nd of 2022. So The possession of cocaine is a $500 bond or PTR if you qualify. It's my understanding he does not qualify for pretrial release, so it's got a $500 bond. And then the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams has an ROR. And then she did include, do not possess any controlled substances without a valid prescription. And I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you on that charge. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Okay, good afternoon, sir. You Raul Campo Verde.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you are here on case number 2021 CF 4896AO. This is a warrant that was issued when you failed to appear for a plea hearing on December 27th of 2022. The judge has set your bond at none. I believe you already had the public defender's office?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so they'll try to get you back in front of that judge for a bond hearing, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Horace Conrad Davidson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Davidson. You're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Carestes. It does charge you with murder in the first degree. The bond has been set at none. She's also indicated that you're not to have any contact with the state witnesses and that you're not to return to the scene. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and this is in Division 11, okay? Next, I have Latana Cornelius Floyd. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Floyd. You're here on case number 2023 CF 4581AO. This was a warrant that was signed by Judge Craner. He did set your bond for delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a convenience store or business. That's been set at $10,000. The sale and delivery of cocaine count 2. He also set it $10,000 for a total of $20,000 with a no return to the scene. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office, or were you gonna hire your own attorney?
I'll take
Okay, I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you then. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Gary Grant. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Grant. I have you here on 2 cases. The first one is 2023 CF 4547AO. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I did review the charging affidavit. I am finding that there's probable cause. I will stay the bonds at $1,000 on count 1. Count 2, I'll keep it $250. On count 3, I'll do an ROR. As to the second case, which is 2023 CT 241AA, I'll also appoint the public defender's office. I'll reduce that bond down to $100, but also order that you not drive without a valid driver's license. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Rodney DeAndre Harris. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Harris. You are here on case number 2023 CF 4602AO. I did review the charging affidavit. I am finding that there's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I guess my bigger concern is he's out on bond in case number 2023 CF 2923AO.
Your Honor, I would ask that you take no action. The state has not filed on that charge. He was released on a 33-day motion. I believe it was 33. It was, he was arrested March 5th. And to date, no information has been filed, so it's over.
It wasn't a 33-day motion, but we have not filed on it. He bonded out on the 16th.
Okay, yes, so no information has been filed to date, Your Honor.
Here's what I'm gonna do, sir. Mr. Harris, I'll take no action on the case that you're currently out on bond for, but I am gonna increase the bond, for this charge to $2,000. But please don't get arrested anymore or you're forcing my hand to keep you locked up, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Anthony Harry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Harry. You are here on case number 2023 CF 460780. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I am finding that there's probable cause.
Your Honor, do you have, because there's two different things. So on the affidavit in the front, it just says possession of MDMA. The officer mentions intent, inside the affidavit. I just want to make sure it's just simple possession. It's simple possession, correct? Okay.
Yeah, so I think what he did was, maybe he meant to charge it differently, I don't know, but he only charged him with possession.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Even though he wrote that last paragraph, or not the last paragraph on the first page, but yeah, I only kept it at the possession. So I'll keep the bond set at $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. I am appointing the public defender's office to represent him. Nicole Marie Heath. Bonded. Floyd Russell Hill. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Hill. I have you here on case number 2023 CF 6493AO. This is a failure to appear for an arraignment on March 1st of 2023. I believe you already had the public defender's office appointed, or no?
Oh, it's right here.
I'll appoint
No,
them
he didn't have an
today.
attorney.
I don't think that he did, so I'll appoint them to represent you. Unfortunately, that judge set the bond at none, but, they'll be able to go ahead and try to get you in front of that judge as soon as possible for a bond hearing. I can't, my hands are tied, I can't do anything. The only person that can change that bond is,
That the bond was notified, but he signed a notarized document under oath saying that he never got a notification. And also, I went to the court myself because when I missed the court date, he notified me the next day that I had missed the court. They notified him I had a court date the previous day. So the clerk of the court, the judge secretary called me because I had filed a motion myself for a rehearing. I never got a court date. So she asked me to come to court to bring some document with the case number that Tuesday to present it to the judge. I did that. I came in the courtroom. I went to the bailiff and everybody else. They ran me out of the courtroom because he was having trial, Judge Bleacham at that time. So I went to the clerk of court. She said they didn't have a court date on me in the computer. So I was like, how did I miss a court date? They didn't have no court date on me on file on the computer, whatever. And the bondsman signed a notarized letter saying that he never got a court date for me. But they were saying that he was notified. But he said he never got notification. And there wasn't a notification in the clerk of the court office on the computer. So how can I have a court date that I missed? And there's not even one in the clerk of court file. Now, unfortunately, I understand where you're positioned, but it's costing me to miss. I have a business to run. And I'm missing days and days right now. All my equipment is
but let me ask you a question. When you came to court and the judge was in trial and you talked to her court deputies, what did they say?
I left the bailiff. He told me I wasn't supposed to be in the room, so he let a public defender come out and talk to me. So the public defender, I gave him the paper that the bondsman had notarized and signed that he never got a court date for me, and so he said that he was presented to the judge and give him like 15 minutes for him to come out and try to talk back to me. He never came out, and he said just see if they'll give me a notice in the rehearing.
It's right.
Yeah, that's Tyrone Baker. He said he gave me a notarized letter saying that. I understand that, but he said the bail bondsman up on the oath said that he didn't never get the notice.
Well,
So he didn't notify me and the clerk of court saying that they didn't have a court date for me.
right. The problem is that he may have written a document that said that, but in the computer it says that we have electronic confirmation of delivery to Tyrone Baker bail bonds that was sent on February 10th, 2023 at 1:14 p.m.
Yes, ma'am. He's saying that he didn't get it, so he didn't notify me. If he don't notify me, and I went to the clerk of court myself, I was calling every day. When I bonded out, they told me.
You and I can sit here and we can discuss this for about the next 5 hours. And I still can't do anything. My hands are tied. The only person that can undo that is the judge. So the best I can tell you is that I would hope that if the PD already is aware of it, that they would be looking into it for you today to see if they can try to get you in front of that judge as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Good luck, sir. Thank you. Clark Paul LaFrance. He refused.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, so on Mr. LaFranc, I will tell you, the charging affidavit shows I got the possession of fentanyl, and I have the possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon, the first two. What are the counts 4 and 5 for? Did the guns like multiply like rabbits and I wasn't aware, or? I only saw 2 guns. Why has he got 4 counts? Do you know?
Because one is by convicted felon and one is for it just being concealed, Your Honor. But yes, it is the same weapon.
It would be helpful if I read that properly, so thank you. And then he charged him for all 15 pieces of ammunition.
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
Which I don't think he can do that.
I would ask that you ROR.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing that I was going to tell you. I can ROR on some of this stuff, so let's do this. How about in 2023 CF 4546, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office. They're going to waive his appearance. I will stay the bond at $1,000 on count 1. I'll stay the bond on count 2 at $5,000 and count 3 at $5,000. I'll ROR them on 4 and 5. On count 6, I'll keep the bond at $5,000. I'll ROR them on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And is this for the other gun, the ammunition? Yeah. So let's do, I'll ROR them on count 16. On count 17, I'll drop that down to 500. On count 18, I'll ROR, 19 ROR, 20 ROR. I'll drop the 500 down to 100 on the possession of cannabis. And then, because I kept the bonds high on some parts, I will take no action on the DV battery.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Is the state in agreement with that? You okay with that? Sorta?
Sure. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next I have Janitha Livingston.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Livingston. You're here on 2023 CF 3465AO. This is a warrant that was signed by Judge Egan. Count 1 has a $5,000 bond, count 2 has a $1,000 bond, count 3 has a $500 bond for a total of $6,500. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Okay. Good luck, ma'am. Thank you.
Is there a no contact with the victim, Your Honor?
There wasn't on there. I can add one.
If you would, please.
Okay, I'll just put no contact with the victim.
Thank you.
Elijah Lofton?
And defense had a PC challenge, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see.
As to the burglary.
So this is 2023 CF 4556AO. This one, the Sheriff's Department charged him with burglary of an unoccupied dwelling and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm assuming that
It's the burglary, Your Honor.
you're saying it's more a trespass as opposed
Correct.
to a burglary.
Your Honor, the crime therein is the possession of drug paraphernalia. That was tested, and it did test positive for MDMA.
I would argue, Your Honor, he was sleeping inside the residence when they arrived. He There's no indication that once he was inside the residence, he actually used any type of drugs. They found him sleeping. He stated he was sleeping. He also denied using any type of drugs. Nothing in the residence would indicate that he stole anything or that he was using the drugs inside the residence. I would argue no PCS to the burglary other than the trespass and the entering the residence itself.
I'll make you both happy. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. On the burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, I am gonna find PC for a trespass. I'll drop the bond down to $500. I'll keep the possession of drug paraphernalia at $100. That being said, though, he is currently out on bond on 2 separate cases. And what's interesting is, so he gets arrested. Where's this one? 1769. So he gets arrested in 2023 CF 1769AO. That one, when he got arrested on the second charge, they revoked and gave him a $500 bond and ROR. I am going to revoke that bond. That bond will be set at none. That's in 2023 CF 1769AO. He has the public defender. And then in regards to case number 2023 CF 3796AO, also has the public defender. I'm also going to revoke the bond and set the bond at none based on the fact that that was actually at the exact same location that he was told not to return to. Okay.
Your Honor, Madam Clerk is going to need the statute for trespass, which is 810.09.
Thank you so much. Okay, the next case I have is Mallet.
You gotta have a bond here. So right now,
Sure, do you have the PD on this one? Or do you not write that? I can always get it again. Okay, are you Miss Mallet?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Mallet, you're here on 2022 CF 6398AO. You had previously had the public defender on this case, so they will remain. However, when you failed to appear for a status hearing on on February 16th, they did revoke the release, and so your bond has been set at none. Your PD will need to try to get you back in front of the trial judge for a bond hearing on that case. Okay, good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. I have Shanique Marlin. Are you Miss Marlin?
Yes.
Okay. So Miss Marlin, I have 2 cases. I have 2022 CF 296AO. That was a failure to appear at a trial management conference on April 4th of 2023. Your bond's been set at none. And then on the second case, 2021 CF 6604AO, same thing, the bond was set at none, and I believe the PD's office was previously appointed. Okay, good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you.
She
has a private,
Oh,
I think we withdrew.
21 CF 6604, she had Miss Sweet.
okay. I'll have,
I'm sorry, so the 21, she has a private counsel? Oh, thank you.
is Ms. Sweet as her conflict attorney or just? It doesn't matter. I'll contact Ms. Sweet and let her know. Okay, so that's those cases. Okay, and this is Mickles? Are you Mr. Mickles? Okay. Mr. Mickles, I do show that you're here on case number 2023 CF 4610AO. It's interesting, I've never seen that filed that way, instead of trying to charge them with the individual things, I guess because they didn't have any test kits? No, this isn't that one, that was a different one. Sorry, that was another one I was thinking of. So this is, it came back positive for MDMA, but they charged him with possession of a controlled substance, which is $1,000. Now, he is currently out on bond in 2023 CF 2238AO.
No, it's our case, Your Honor. It looks like he was, the offense occurred February 17th, and no information has been filed to date, so I'd ask that you take no action.
Except for actually, I could hold him in contempt of court. It looks like Judge Yansevich on February 18th, when she saw him at IA, specifically told him not to return back to that location, which was the apartments on Dollins Avenue, and this is exactly where he was found again.
Shh, don't talk. Your Honor, would you be inclined to increase the bond to $2,000 as opposed to revoking the out on bond, being that we're in April and that occurred back in February?
I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. So, Mr. Mickles, let me give you a heads up. Don't go back to that same location. You're just asking for trouble when you go back there, okay? So I won't take any action on the case that you're currently out on bond for, and Mr. Lemon will be very happy with that. But I am going to increase your bond on the possession of controlled substance to $2,000. But keep in mind, I don't want to see you again until you start resolving these cases, okay? Okay, good luck, sir. Thank you. Okay, next I have Maximino Pena.
Yes, good morning.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pena. So I do have, oh, sorry, it just got attached. So I do have two cases for you. I have 2022 CF 9559AO. That is a warrant that was signed by Judge Epperson for a charge of possession of cocaine. He did set your bond at $1,000. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And then it looks like they pulled you over on 2023 CT 2432AO for a charge of driving while license suspended or revoked. I'll go ahead and keep the bond set at $500 and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. This should be Dennis Radiskowski.
Yes, ma'am.
Did I say it kind of close?
That's close enough.
Radikowski?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Took me about the third grade to get it right.
Did you know that yesterday was Dingus Day?
Ma'am?
Are you Polish?
Yes, I am.
Are you Catholic?
Yes.
Did you know that yesterday was Dingus Day?
I'm not familiar with it, but I'm not.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I know that.
My roommate in college was Polish, and so she kept writing Happy Dingus Day. I guess it's a unknown Polish tradition of the end of Lent, which I don't know why it forces you go to past Easter.
It's also where they celebrate with pierogies and all that. That's kind of traditional.
Traditional. Okay. So this is a warrant that was signed by Judge Craner. It's in case number 2023 CF 45777AO. I'll go ahead. Nope. Did you want me to appoint a public defender, or are you going to hire your own attorney?
I'd like to know what this charge is for.
It's for delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a business. It was alleged to have occurred on November 15th of 2022. It looks like apparently they thought they have you allegedly selling drugs to an undercover narcotics officer in the parking lot of 7-Eleven at 3974 South Orange Blossom Trail. So he set your bond at $10,000 on count 1 and $7,500 on count 2 for a total of $17,500. And then it says no return to within 1,000 feet of that location. So I'm assuming he means that 7-Eleven. So my only other question would be, do you want a public defender, or are you going to try to hire your own attorney?
Public Defender's Office, ma'am.
Okay, we'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office, and you're all set.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
No.
Enrique Resendez.
That's me.
Good afternoon, sir. You're here on 2021 CF 5559AO. This was a failure to appear at a pretrial conference on March 29th of 2023. I believe you already had the public defender's office appointed. So they're gonna be able to try to get you back in front of that judge in Division 20 because they have set your bond at none at this time. Okay? Thank you, sir. Good luck. Yeah.
So I got no bond. I just gotta wait till the next court date.
So I would reach out to your public defender and see if they can try to get you a bond hearing to get you in there faster. But yes, you will get another court date as well.
Okay. Well, me and my bondsman.
Don't talk about that.
But the bondsman's not gonna be able to help you this much because the bond's at none.
I appreciate it.
Okay, good luck, thanks. Derek Dewan Stewart? He refused.
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
Okay, so on Mr. Stewart's case, 2023 CF 4604AO, I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Is this the one? Okay. I'll go ahead and stay the bond amount at $15,000, and he does have the public defender, and they're waiving his appearance here this afternoon. That brings me to Albert Jamal Thomas. He bonded. How about Antonio Lavanza Walker? Okay. Okay, Mr. Walker, you're here on 2023 CF 4600AO.
You don't qualify.
I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Just look at one thing real quick. Okay, I'll go ahead and stay the bonds at $1,000 on count 1 and $1,000 on count 2. I am going to order that you not return back to that Home Depot over by the Millennium Mall. Did you have a Lisa Renee Wilson? She bonded.
So, can I have just a moment, Your Honor? Your Honor, Mr. Walker is requesting an ROR. He states he can't afford the monetary bond in this case.
I have him with.
The last conviction was in 2021. Since then, he states he has not had any, I don't see any other criminal history. And then he's, since 2021, make it clear. And only one failure to appear, even though he has history, he only has one failure to appear, and that was in 2010. So since then, he has not had any other.
State wish to be heard?
State would object, Your Honor. His last offense was less than 2 years ago. For this offense, he is accused of stealing, and it's not a necessity. He is stealing, he's accused of stealing, I think it's
Ryobi
batteries. He also had cocaine on him, Your Honor, or it tested presumptive positive, so he's been able to at least be able to afford that. So state would object.
Yeah, I think the bond's pretty generous as it is, so I'll leave it as it is, okay?
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, that was everything that I had for today. Is there anything further that we need to discuss? Okay.
Nothing from the state.
Okay, we'll be adjourned till tomorrow morning.